last session, a few things happened. Uh, you guys stayed at the laundromat after seeing the chaos that was caused by launching a nautiloid ship at the world government. Did some big damage, but not before being taken down by what appeared to be angelic avengers swooping in from the world government, quickly dispatching the nautiloid. Um, at that point, you guys decided, well, the warehouse is already on the watch list for the mind flayers. Let's bail that place. So, closest place that you knew that was a safe place was the abandoned laundromat from a old friend, Gary Gray, after he left the plane. Heading in, you guys looked around, and despite there being no real signs saying, hey, don't enter here, place seemed abandoned. The door wasn't even locked, but it was suspiciously well kept aside from a layer of dust on the inside. All the items in there still worked, still had electricity, various things like that. And as you guys kind of set up temporary shop, you started to look around and found, I believe it was Dagrim, who with detect magic was able to find a odd set of footprints that were ever changing in size that led through the laundromat up the stairs to the vault where previously the other characters had found one of the contracts from the Devil Mafia. However, in this, it was in a indecipherable tone and script that you guys were not able to make out immediately until Dagrim's god reached out for reasons unknown and gave him sight to understand the script. It stated, when Galshir falls, he who sleeps will begin to stir. Find Sluacht if you wish to put him in deep slumber, or find Kask if you wish to awaken him. The Galshir fellow was the previous invisible blob that belched out acid from every orifice that stonified Dan when you were all in the wilds trying to collect your hefty paychecks. It had spoken in riddled tongue as well, stating he was but a drop in an endless storm. But you guys didn't really have much context at the time for that. From that point, guys weren't sure what all that meant immediately. I believe Dan, Rosie, and I think I'm trying to think who else was there at the time, went over to Rosie's apartment to check to see if anybody had gone in it and just get all the stuff that you could and essentially move out, because there's probably something that was going to happen to that apartment at some point anyways. So, you guys met back up at the laundromat with everybody else entailed, along with your allies, Zare, Britt, Oblin, and Birdie. Talking things over, I believe Rosie found some cigars that did some few magic things. And the next bout was to speak with Iaduk and also talk to this dragon that you had previously found out was on the target list by the Mind Flayers, who was also working for the Mind Flayers. So you guys decide to see if you can't talk them into some kind of arrangement or something to that nature. Specifically local, the Damned, the Black Dragon, who you have heard is on this plane, but you have not officially met. You do also know he can shapeshift into a humanoid form. as far as that goes. He did set up a meeting for tomorrow at 9. It is currently just about the end of the afternoon and going into the evening, after you guys had met with Ida after a terse confrontation about, like, hey, yo, why'd you put a world-ending necklace on your daughter? And he didn't really seem to have a satisfying answer, seeming more to just try and brush aside the fact that he supposedly fucked up and is now handing you guys the ball. It was at this point, even through the anti-magic shield, Dagrim was able to sense there were two voices in Iadek's voice speaking in tangent. At this, he was able to discreetly notify the party, hey, we need to talk about this, and you guys discussed it in an alleyway outside, while Rosie chit-chatted with her dad about what the next steps are to do. I believe you cast a silence bubble on that. And I think the last point, once Dan got the info about the old scroll that was in the vault speaking about when Galshir falls, you messaged out to Sluoct through, I believe it was, Sending, just kind of trying to reach out and say, hey, can we talk about this? And he stated to find Car of the Shadows in the Underground Sea. And that is all that he would really say, other than you are tampering with things you shouldn't. Typical big, bad, scary things. And I think that's more or less where we're at. Oh, I do know Rosie also had a heart-to-heart with some of the party members about, like, yeah, I kind of do want to kill some people. So we got that on the list, too. We are also currently about 3 weeks out from the submarine being completed for the Dark Elf Syndicate plan. And need to find a new location that isn't the laundromat. And I think that's about it, unless anybody has any other questions or anything else they can remember that they wanted to question on.
I got nothing.
Okay. If that's the case, you guys would be back at the laundromat, kind of discussing your next plans from there. And like I said, it is about the evening. Otherwise, the meeting with Local of the Damned is set tomorrow.
Okay. I guess we're gonna wait till tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean,
that's why.
Tonight.
I mean, we should
why.
probably preface. We should probably go over Local of the Damned. What is it we want from him?
I mean, we've got papers from the Mind Flayers that are saying he's on the short list to get a tadpole.
Should we go entirely alone? Should the person go entirely alone, or?
No.
Okay, did he say to go alone?
No.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
like dragons, so I don't want to go. Not you, Rose. But I think like a full-blooded dragon sounds scary, and I don't know if I want to do that.
Half dragons are totally fine.
Yeah, you're not a full dragon.
You can't just like gobble me up in one bite.
Is that a challenge?
She could probably take a pretty big bite
As far
also.
as you know.
Can we not test this theory, please?
Are Rez's teeth half and half?
Yes.
That must be
It's a
really annoying.
nightmare. Is there anything that we need to establish about what we want to leverage out of Local? Obviously, you'll value the information about being betrayed, but what do we want to get out of this?
He doesn't stop us when we go there to kill them.
Fair enough.
Or he kicks them out himself.
But
I think the goal is to drive a wedge between him and the Mind Flayers.
out of curiosity, do we know what Local the Damned was doing before all this Mind Flayer stuff?
Well, he got banned from the Devil Mafia casino. And that's all we know.
So we could have a rogue dragon on our hands.
Perhaps.
Well,
Though perhaps the Demon Council are powerful enough to take him down if he gets out of line.
So you're saying just leave it to them if it gets too dangerous?
I mean, well, I'm not fighting a black dragon.
I don't think there's any reason for us to fight a black dragon. I think we're doing him a solid.
I guess true, yeah. Hasn't done anything to us so far.
Well, I figured it was worth asking if there was anything else that would be worth trying to leverage out of him. But if we just want to give him the information and see what happens, that's fine too.
I mean, what would we want to get out of him? He seems like he's not informed.
He might be. We don't know.
Well, he might want revenge, so he could help.
Exactly. Enemy of my enemy.
Is my friend.
Until you kill that enemy.
And then
Well.
we go our separate ways.
Exactly. Just saying, there might be more opportunities for alliance here.
Is there going to be any problem the fact that you are half dragon, Rez?
I don't know.
We have a disguise. Oh wait, he'll probably. A dragon could see.
He's
through
got
that,
true
right?
sight.
Yeah. Okay.
Dragons have blind sight. They don't necessarily
with
have
blind
true sight.
Here's a hat. She'll put a hat of disguise on your head.
Just turn full dragon.
Red dragon versus black dragon. Go.
Might be beyond the hat of disguise's capability. Admittedly, I'm curious if he will have any knowledge about this half of me, so I think I will pass on the hat, and we'll take our
The only
chances.
thing I would be worried about is if the dragons are not on good terms with each other, and, you know, maybe something in you is not happy talking to this black dragon.
I mean, I have that side of me under control. It doesn't matter what he thinks.
But what if he hates that other side of you, and then he wants to kill you to get rid of the other side because it's that he could kill it in one easy.
I was under the
go
impression that the red dragon was extraplanar. He's not from here. I don't think he's got any history with Local.
Oh, okay.
He may not. We're unsure.
Unlikely to, I think.
I feel like David's just cackling in the background, like, gonna find a black dragon.
You guys are gonna have to be in the middle of a black dragon and a red dragon fight.
Yeah.
And then Rez will be fixed and not have a dragon in her.
I don't
Well,
wanna
that would be
fixed.
something.
Alright. Shall we skip ahead?
I'm for bed.
Bedtime it is.
I sleep in a pile of laundry.
Oh, that's the dirty laundry.
I don't care.
That's disgusting.
It's the laundry that Zare took off when he popped the contents of the mind witness.
Ugh.
I just
Alright, I
realized-
care.
I have no like pressure sensors, so I can literally sleep on the floor just as comfortably as a bed.
It's
Yeah.
true.
There you go.
You have no nerves.
Yeah,
I'll
but think
sleep on
about
top
your,
of the dryer.
your spine, how it gets aligned on just laying on a flat surface like that.
Unless you have like phantom pains, but like for your skin. So it's like, oh man, this would hurt.
I wouldn't be surprised
I was
if Dan
thinking,
did
like,
something like that.
Just take some dirty clothes and shove them under the important parts to keep my spine aligned.
Yeah, there you go. Gotta
Rosie
have that lumbar support.
will make a little bed on top of some of the washer and dryers. Well, she has all of her furniture and shit with her.
Birdie is pulling out the pull-out bed from the couch that she brought.
Oh yeah.
Fucking wild.
I'll sit in the office.
Upstairs. The boss room.
Wait, is there enough space in there for a bed?
In that room? Yes.
Yeah.
The
Dan, get
laundromat
out.
office.
Otherwise the laundromat is mostly taken up by the pull-out couch and the other party members.
Perfect. then I
Rosie,
kick
there
Dan
is
out.
the room with the hang in there poster.
I'm good. But I have a whole ass bed, and she'll pull out the bed and scoot shit around in the office.
Where did the bed come from?
From Rosie's apartment.
How did you get it here?
I just put it in the bag folding. It's a foldable bed. Don't ask questions.
I have questions.
It takes her many folds.
It's like
Yeah.
I feel like
You can
folding
only
a
fold
bed
a
is like
piece of paper
folding a
7 times.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this is a bed.
It's not paper.
It's a magic foldable bed, okay?
Like that canoe item. But she's an artificer. She can do it.
Yeah, leave me alone. Stop second guessing me.
How many more of those foldable beds you got?
Just the one.
I guess I'll lay flat on my back in my armor.
Here, you can have what I was making, and I'll be like blankets and pillows on the washer dryer. I have
It's
lots
not-
of extra blankets and pillows.
For most of the party, it is not a super comfortable sleep. But does anybody take watch by chance?
I mean,
makes me
Dan's
feel like-
awake.
Yeah. Okay.
I should.
Okay.
The way you phrased that was scary, David.
Hey, you're in a laundromat. Who knows what could happen?
Dan, do you want to set up a Leoman's tiny hut?
I mean, I already arcane locked all the doors.
Oh, then we're probably fine.
Rez, do you want to share the bed with me and have a sleepover?
Is that a thing that friends do?
Mm-hmm.
Fine.
It was the most uncomfortable sleepover.
What do we do?
We can talk.
About what?
Boys?
I was about to say that, but I was like, I bet she's gonna say it.
What about them?
Do you like any boys?
No.
Dagrim's just gonna cast silence. It lasts for a minute, but you get the idea.
He's just silence, silence, silence.
You only have 3
He'll
spell
run out of
slots.
spell slots eventually.
I know. So you never liked guys?
I mean, I liked guys, I guess.
Oh.
They're more valuable than they are enjoyable.
Huh.
If you
The
can get
books I've
something
read-
out of them.
Like what?
And then we wake up the next morning.
Anyways, flash to the next morning.
I want to know Rez's answer to that question.
I mean, Dan technically would be awake.
I mean, sometimes people are valuable. They can be useful. That's all.
Useful how?
Like, you can manipulate them, use them to do things that you don't want to do.
Huh.
Or steal money from them.
I thought you were gonna
Any
say
number
sex,
of things.
but
Oh. I mean, that's part of it.
the books I read really romanticize it. I guess.
I don't think I'm much of a romantic.
Oh. Fair. I mean, yeah,
Are you?
maybe. I don't know.
Do you have a crush on any guys, Rosie?
No.
Insight.
Insight check.
Dagrim does insight. I'm awake because they keep talking. Okay.
Come on, Rosie. Roll a nat 20 for this, please. Get that -1. 12.
22.
22.
Ah, shit. She lies.
Who is it?
Well, so that was
No
a
one.
lie.
Was it that
He's
friend you
lying.
killed?
What?
Was
No.
it oh.
Insight.
Where are you?
I'm laying on the floor of the laundromat.
Wait, is Dan stay in the office room? During this? Or did I successfully kick Dan out?
I mean, Dan was just gonna sit down at whatever chair and desk there was in that room.
Dan's just sitting there awake listening to you.
Is he part of the slumber party?
You guys can decorate him.
Cover him in tinsel.
Now, Rez, we're going to practice
Put
your
little,
makeup.
like, flower hair clips all over him.
Where would you clip those?
All the inner mechanisms.
Yeah, I'm sure
Fine.
those aren't important.
She'll be like, oh no, but hey, we should like, when Dan like falls asleep, we should like fuck with him. Put makeup on him and stuff. Make him a pretty bot.
If you have makeup to
We gotta give
use.
him the best.
I don't think he sleeps.
I don't.
Well, shut up and let us do it anyways.
Just knock him out.
Alright, I'll fucking leave. Jesus.
No, wait, no, but that ruins our plan.
He's
I'll
gone.
stand up and begrudgingly go
Now
downstairs.
you can tell me who you're attracted to.
No one.
I don't believe you.
Well, that's on you.
Nope, you're lying. The rules of the slumber party are you have to tell me.
That's a new rule. I don't like it.
Rez makes the rules of the slumber party.
If I'm going to be coming to these things, I want to have some guidelines in place.
Here, how about this? Takes her pillow, just
Rez just does not move an inch.
it's a pillow fight. You're supposed to fight back.
Do it.
I'm just imagining Rez overreacting and just smashing her face on the pillow.
I think Rez 100% grabs a pillow and just goes way too hard. Just not
Like
even knowing her own
falls
strength.
off the bed. No. Okay, you win. You win the fight. What the fuck?
I didn't know there'd be fighting.
It's a pillow fight. Just a.
I liked that
Rez
part.
dual wields them.
Well, we can try again then.
If I
Versus
defeat
get
you,
pushed through a wall.
will you tell me your secret?
No, because you'll obviously win.
So there is a secret.
No, there's no secret.
I thought so.
Oh, look at the time.
It's 8 o'clock.
Yeah, but I'm really tired tonight.
Insight check.
No.
19.
5.
You're not tired. You just tried to instigate a pillow fight.
Yeah, and it really wiped me out. Used a lot of energy. Ah.
Fine, we can go to bed. But I will get that answer.
No.
Good night, Rosie. I walk out.
Wait, you're leaving? Okay.
Was I supposed to stay?
That's a sleepover. You sleep over the night, you know? Okay. Bye.
Did Rosie have many sleepovers growing up?
We're both making it up as we go.
I feel like Rosie probably like heard about it through like stories and things and like idealized it, and
100%.
planned it, and
Yeah.
like this is her first chance, and she's like, I want it to be perfect.
But in the middle of the night, when Rez is probably asleep, she will get a message from Rosie like, hey, let's do the Dan thing.
He
I have
doesn't
my
sleep,
makeup.
but alright.
It's fine.
I'll go back to the room. Wait, where is Dan?
Where did Dan go?
Dan went to the front of the fucking laundromat.
Front
to sit-
office.
Yeah, to sit in the reception area.
All right, we'll go through the reception area.
Dan just
Try to
suddenly
be quiet.
feels Rez's dragon arm grab his shoulder.
Can I help you?
Stay
Sit
put.
down. And then Rosie will start.
It's a slumber party. This is mandatory according to Rosie.
I'm
Yep.
sorry, what?
No. Flat, 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 flat.
What are you doing? No, okay. Before you do anything,
Non-consensual makeup.
this is deeply non-consensual.
It's just
Dan's
makeup.
definitely gonna be swatting your hand and be like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? Get off of me! What
I'm
are you doing?
making you pretty.
was
I
told
don't need to
hold
be
you.
pretty. I'm
You're
gonna
gonna
misty
be
step
gorgeous.
away from this.
She'll like spot blush on his cheek.
I'm gonna misty step, and I'm gonna go somewhere else."
You're no fun.
Shit! He got away.
I can do your makeup.
Well, I'm pretty tired. Should probably turn in. Good sleepover.
Fine. All right, end scene, David. Next day.
All right. So then,
Oh, we could
Next
have done it to
day.
Dagrim. Wait, let's try to do it to
I don't know
Dagrim.
if he sleeps.
He sleeps
We'll try-
sometimes, I
let's
think.
try it tomorrow.
Okay.
Next sleepover.
so in the morning, you guys wake up, no problem. It's a bright, sunny day.
What time is our meeting?
9 o'clock, dearie. You want some eggs? I've got them on the broiler.
Perfect.
Don't leave them there long.
Don't tell me how to cook my eggs.
How do you know to cook eggs, Dagrim?
That was
All
that
you
was
eat.
not me.
I'm just gonna
Um,
assume everything's in character.
it's not the case for me. Dan, is there any spells you want me to have?
Time to leave spells. Anything
Uh,
you can use to get yourself out of danger quickly.
So like greater invisibility.
Regular invisibility, sure. Dimension door, just something to GTFO
I
if you
can
need
get
to.
Dimension door. I cannot get dimension door.
Okay,
I
well,
have invisibility.
be ready to make a hasty retreat would be my
I could-
advice.
I could banishment myself.
That would work for a minute.
And
It
then
would
you'd
work
be right
forever.
back.
Oh, right.
Oh.
Yeah, you'd just be gone.
You just
Unless I
get
cease
to
concentration, I could cease concentration on it while I'm gone.
Can you concentrate on banishment if you're banished?
Yeah. You're still
Although,
Does
no.
it make you incapacitated?
I think it does.
I wondered about that.
Yeah, while they're the target is
Which
incapacitated.
means you'd lose concentration, I
Yeah.
think.
Which means I'd
Immediately.
instantly come back.
Yep.
Welcome back. Where did you go for a quarter of a second?
It's crazy.
Alright, we go to the meeting.
All right. Get some breakfast made by Birdie, and you guys hop into the car, and you were told on 812 8th Street, which is in this district, to meet up. Drive there takes you maybe half an hour to get there, and it is a diner.
I love diners.
Different one than the ones we've been to.
Yes, you have not been to this diner. It's got just kind of windows all around it. That you can see inside. There's lots of booths and people moving and walking around. And you can see pretty clearly from inside there is one person sitting at a booth, and people seem to be giving him peace. He doesn't seem to be inviting many people. I guess people are giving him space. There's not many people around him, and the booth across from him is also empty, even though this place is packed.
Gotcha. What do you look like?
So, as you guys walk in to get a better view, you would see he is wearing a black suit, black tie, white undershirt, clean, slick back, gelled hair, black as well. Pale white skin, however. And he's just sitting at the table, taking a sip of coffee.
All right, David, I'm going to ask the question. How hunky is he?
Let me roll.
We're gonna have 2 David campaigns in a row where someone sleeps with a black dragon.
That's what I said.
I mean, I do have to give the dragon bonus for hunkiness. I feel like they need at least some kind of bonus.
Oh,
In Drunks and Dragons, the black dragon was into BDSM.
Ooh.
That tracks.
On a scale of 1 to 20, he's a 17.
oh shit. Rosie's late. Is that him? He's kind of hot.
He's
I'm
fine.
sure he's kind of stealth hunky. Like, he doesn't show it on purpose.
He has to take off his glasses and undo his hair first.
Dan is just gonna walk down the restaurant towards that booth and sit down across from him.
I'll
Should
try
we all?
Dan.
Should we all?
Okay.
Should we? Rosie, do you think we should go as well?
I don't want to go.
We can just stand over here. We'll watch.
But I feel weird. Brain dying. What do I do?
Order food.
I'll go sit with Dan, I guess.
Okay.
I'll go.
Well, I'm not going to stand here. This is AAA. That'd be a bit strange. 2 tall guys standing in the corner of a restaurant.
Nothing's eerie there.
That's a creepy pasta right there. A skeleton and a zombie standing in the corner while you're eating breakfast.
What are those guys doing? They're staying.
What guys?
I'll come in the direction.
Okay. So you head over to the booth, and Dan, as you get into the booth across from him, and Rosie joins you shortly, he looks up from the little notebook that he's writing in, and stares at you. You can definitely sense, while you don't have to make any saves, this guy, he's got a bit of an aura about him.
That tracks.
And he just looks into your eyes, and just says, "Dan, I presume."
You presume correctly. Mr. Local, good to meet you. I'll extend a hand.
And he extends his and grabs yours. He's got a pretty firm grip.
I don't. I have 6 strength.
Dan's hand retracts. It's just crushed.
It's like a Coke can.
It just pops off the socket.
I appreciate you meeting us on such short notice.
Well, shall we get down to the business then? I'm sure you're busy too.
Yeah. We came upon some documents that mentioned you that we thought you might be interested to see.
Documents regarding what?
Mind
Ape.
flayers. Rosie's flustered. She's scared. Please
Dan
forgive
just
her.
kind of put a very gentle hand on Rosie's knee.
I imagine it's bouncing.
Yeah, she's like, sorry.
I'm just such a big fan.
Face is just fucking red.
Making his coffee shake on the table.
Rosie, you're turning rosy.
No, I'm not.
Specifically a threat from said mind flayers.
And what leads you to believe that this is truthful?
Well, it's documentation.
We got it off a mind flare ship. Sorry.
Dan is just gonna like shoot Rosie a look like, what are you doing? Slow down.
I'm sorry.
And you see him pause for a bit before he raises his eyebrows. Oh, so you must have been the folk who launched that on the world government.
Oh, God. Should go.
I can neither confirm nor deny that particular allegation, although I believe we may have been on that ship that same day. And on that ship, we did find some documents that mentioned you.
Well, I'm just saying, in the newspaper they stated that all the mind flayers on the ship were already dead before it crashed.
What? Imagine that.
But thank you for confirming my suspicions.
Well, at any rate, they have some somewhat untoward plans for you, from the sound of it.
And he takes a sip of his coffee. Well, spit it out then. What do you want? Compensation for this information that you seem to be holding.
I mean, compensation is welcome, by all means, if you're feeling generous.
You see Rosie open her mouth to say something.
He's gonna squeeze the knee.
She like opens her mouth. Oh. Sorry.
And as you guys are talking, you see him look up at AAA, and you see his face actually grimace slightly before he returns back to talking to you.
Why did he grimace at me?
I don't know. Why did he grimace at you?
Insight check. Just
I mean, I'll insight that, but I don't have insight, so.
I don't have insight either.
If
I don't know,
only
I'm trying to see
Dagrim
if
was
I-
here.
I will insight as well, since I'm the only
Oh,
person
wait.
who can do whatever.
Peter, I have a high insight as well.
Oh, alright, good.
I have no insight, so I'm not doing it.
16.
Oh, wait.
I rolled
16?
bad.
23,
Yeah.
sorry. 23.
23. Okay. I mean, he seems like he's not trying to hide his disgust. It seems he grimaced. If you had to take a guess, he's able to see you for what you are, AAA, the skeleton.
So I wasn't hiding it.
You're in a diner.
Oh. Okay, never mind. If we are in the diner, then yeah, I am. Okay.
That's what I figured. I
was gonna
figured
be
you.
like-
I thought we were in a private spot.
No. I just know usually when you are out and about, you are in disguise, so that's why I was basing that off of.
Okay, no, you.
But yeah, it's more the fact that he is able to see you for what you are,
Rez would lean in and just say,
and he seems to also recognize you in some shape or form as he gives you a quick look up and down.
I am a beautiful skeleton, sir.
Do you have a problem with him?
Or his bloodline.
I don't know whether to be affected by that or not.
I don't think he's much of a fan of that either.
Is it because you don't like Dragonborn, or because he's a skeleton?
I mean, neither aren't helping.
To be fair, we're all skeletons underneath the meat.
Well, besides you.
You're not.
And not you.
Everybody just piled right back on Dan.
Fuck you, Dan.
Hey, my skeleton's metal now. Same shit.
You have an
I
exoskeleton.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
guess. It's not the same difference.
You're not a part of our club.
Whatever.
You don't have bones like us. You're made of metal.
My bones are somehow more brittle.
You're made of aluminum foil.
Let's just say we're related, but not on good terms.
Huh.
And we'll keep this short.
Well, I think he's in a similar position to you then, but that's not why we're here.
Yes. So
The
what?
situation with these documents, yeah. Here's the thing. These mind flayers, obviously they're a problem. I mean, they're crashing ships into buildings. They're, got all kinds of shady mind flayer shit. I'm sure you can imagine. We ourselves not being fans, of course. Figured someone like you, knowing ahead of time what these things are planning for him, maybe we could come to some kind of an arrangement as far as handling these things.
And what did you have in mind?
Well, I mean, I think it would be up to your discretion, of course. I know you're a very busy, very powerful man, and I wouldn't deign to tell you how to handle your business. I would simply petition, shall we say, your assistance in either dealing with these things, or at the very least, maybe point us in the right direction if you do know anything about them, since they clearly know about you. As far as the best way for us to oust these things.
And you can see him pause for a moment, and you see him look, or you see him start to scribble down on his notebook, almost absent-mindedly, while he kind of looks at AAA again and gives you another gives him another disgusted look as he flips the notebook around and puts it in your direction, Dan, so you can read what he's writing.
I will definitely pull it closer so I can see.
Rosie will look at it too.
And it says,
This motherfucker.
it says, I have to distract my thoughts. They can read them.
So should we write down what we know, or
Wouldn't that still go into his thoughts?
what would distract you then?
Just think about some really raunchy, nasty, dirty shit.
Hmm.
Make them embarrassed to read your mind.
It's really red.
You see him flipping around, and he writes and then flips back, they have no shame.
Shit.
They're aliens. Our social mores and taboos mean nothing to them.
That's impressive.
So there's nothing that would distract you enough for you to get the information you need, or
Man, we're really straining his. Don't think about it.
Can't you just wear one of those, like, mind shielding necklaces or whatever?
Hey, I have a ring for that. And she'll, like, go into her bag and...
You need that.
Oh, I'm not wearing it right now. And she'll offer it to him.
Oh.
Does it require attunement?
Yes.
You know, we're in a
Well,
diner. We
we'll
can get
sit
some
here.
lunch.
Yeah, we can sit here for an hour.
Okay, so you would offer the ring to him then?
Yeah.
Okay. So I would say he will accept the ring, and he will write down in the notebook as he's trying to just keep himself distracted, just looking at various different things as he writes down. And he pretty much just writes, "You are welcome to stay. Meet me back in the hour."
Is he leaving?
I mean, he says, or he will probably still stay here, so it's up to you
He's
guys.
just going back to the crossword. I'm gonna get lunch.
Is Bean being a rascal in the diner as a small cat?
I would say as you say that, you hear a chef yell out, "Hey, get out of here, you fucking cat!"
Oh shit, Bean! Move.
You sat next to me.
Bean, come here!
You see Bean's got a fish in his mouth.
She'll, like, beckon him under the table. And I feel like he just hops into her lap. And she's just like, no, the fish.
Now you got fish pants.
I don't want fish pants.
The fish skirt.
The fish what?
It's a fish skirt.
Oh, I thought you said the fish squirt.
Ugh.
What?
Ugh.
That's just
Who wants fish squirt?
sounds awful.
That's how you know
Barnaby
they're
wants a fish squirt.
That's how you know they're ripe.
That sounds like a Capri Sun, but fish.
I feel like if she sees him with the fish, she'll be like, drop it. Drop it.
You don't drop.
God damn it. Go sit on Dan. He can clean himself.
I mean, so can you.
Foist your cat off on me.
You know
Yeah.
presentation, I don't.
You would see him take off one of his earrings off of his left ear, and he then puts on the ring, and he more or less just goes back to writing in his
notebook.
yeah.
I feel like Rosie's gonna ask him a question, and she's just gonna be really fucking awkward. But I don't know what she's gonna ask. She's just like, "So, what do you do for fun?"
And he actually looks up, really excited about this. I gamble.
Oh, you
What
gamble?
do you think?
I did some gambling. Right, Rez? We did some gambling.
We did. I wasn't terribly good at it.
I was okay at it. Well, no, actually, I think I did pretty good.
As long as you made money.
I did make money. A lot more than what I started with.
Where do you gamble, local?
Some shady places. Usually the underground sea is where they put most of them. Drow have quite a racket down there.
We've seen it a little bit.
They got a nice club.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the Drow? Kind of an up and coming faction here.
Don't have anything particularly against them.
No strong opinions.
And they haven't made me have any yet. Why? Or are you trying to talk about the syndicate?
Nah, just making conversation.
I think he's talking. Yeah. Nope. Not that.
Good save, Rosie.
'Cause they are definitely a different story.
Oh, are they?
Yes.
Well, how do you feel about them?
Not very fond.
Really?
Yes.
Is this a personal issue? Is this a policy disagreement? What's the beef there?
Well, in an hour I can tell you the full story.
Ah,
But let's just say it involves that.
noted.
I think Rez is going to spend a decent chunk of this time just keeping her head on a swivel as far as people getting too close, watching us too much, being sus. That might be like
Okay.
listening into our conversation, since this guy seems like he might be under close scrutiny.
Give me a perception. Unless you want to use your passive.
Yeah, I'll do a check.
Okay.
Ooh, 27.
27. Very
Yeah.
nice.
Damn.
So, on a 27, you know, as you're looking around, you don't see anything in the diner, but since you guys are at a booth near the window, you do happen to notice there seems to be someone in the apartment complex from across the street, looking down at you guys through some binoculars. And not just looking at the diner, you're pretty positive they're looking right at you guys. And as soon as you look up to kind of acknowledge it, the binoculars disappear, like they moved back.
Are they in like an upper floor or just on ground level?
Yeah, this is like on the 5th floor.
I'll just mutter to Dan. 5th floor, 3rd window over. Someone's watching us.
I'll message her. You wanna go fuck them up?
Might be wise. I don't know if they're gonna let this hour pass without incident.
Okay. I will message the rest of the party to let them know that we're being watched from a window on the 5th floor of the building next to us. And I will say to Locall, if we were to step out to take care of some unexpected business, you'll be here when we get back, yeah? No issues?
Still got to have a cup of coffee. Should be good.
Take your time with it.
Can I do an insight check on that to see if he's actually going to stay?
Sure.
That is a 17.
17. I mean, you don't really sense anything outside of his presence that sounds like he's trying to deceive you in any way with that.
I will say I think Rosie would message Dan and ask what's happening.
I would have said we're being watched
Yeah,
from
I
a
think he
window.
messaged
Oh,
the
There's-
party.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, got it. I thought that was to Riz only.
Nah, I would have gone around the table to everyone and just let them know, hey, we're being watched. I think we're going to go take care of that before we proceed any further with this.
Would it be suspicious if we all got up at once, though? Is my only concern and left.
I'm already
I feel
going.
like
Oh, I was going to dimension door myself and somebody else up there.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess my worry is like if we all just got up and went.
That's why I'm like, I want to teleport
Are they
up there.
watching us right this second? You said did they notice me seeing them?
Yeah, so I'm not sure if you heard.
I missed
described-
that.
Yeah, when you looked up at them staring at you through binoculars, the binoculars disappeared like they stepped away from the window.
Okay. We might have a short window here. They're not watching.
Well, then maybe y'all two should go, and we can see if we can.
I can teleport somebody else up into the room with my next spell.
That would
If you want
Rez,
to
I
be
think.
waiting on the floor.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I guess get ready to move, and I will grab Rez, and I will dimension doors up to that 5th story apartment window.
Oh shit!
And I'll be here. With AAA.
Just to confirm, how high off the ground is this window?
50 feet.
Oh, that's not bad. Okay.
Yeah, because each floor is about 10 feet. So.
Okay.
So yeah, you just kind of look up, oof, and you are now inside the apartment complex. And yeah, give me a perception here.
What do we see just before we even make?
So I'd say when you poof in, the most immediate things that you would see is you are in a living room of an apartment. And looking around, it seems empty, like nobody is renting out this specific spot. And it looks like it's stripped bare. There's no real appliances, there's no furniture, anything like that.
Any sign of... Okay, well, we'll do a perception check.
Okay.
2.
That's not an amazing roll for Rez. 18?
18. I mean, it's still pretty good.
I guess.
All that said, as you guys look around this place, as you poof in, you're not seeing anybody in this room, and you don't hear anything either on the 18. But what I will give you on the 18 is you do see a what looks like I guess the best way to describe it is a trail of what looks like trying to think of it, a trail of drops of black liquid on the carpet leading back down the hallway.
Oh my god, it's the cartoon.
It's the cartoons. I'll follow it.
Dan's... I guess the only veins he has are on his eyes, so the veins bulge and Dan's rushing for the door. These motherfuckers. I guess, well, Rez was kind of clocking everything. I'd be trying to message somebody. He's like, hey, could somebody be down at the door? Oh, fuck, it's the cartoons. And then gone.
I'll
What a
go
strange
over to
message.
the door.
I think Rosie was outside.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, she got up.
Okay, so sounds like Rosie, Dagrim, AAA are gonna go from the bottom up to make sure they can catch anybody trying to get out.
Yeah.
While Dan and Rez will investigate the apartment.
Now, Rosie, remember, we're in an apartment, so don't use your gun.
For what it's worth, I don't think Rez would try to be sneaky. I think,
Okay.
given this was sort of we're just suddenly there, she's gonna try and catch him off guard. So I'm just darting through, looking everywhere I can for this.
What am I supposed to do then?
Use your charisma.
I only have a gun. I'm not good with anything else.
Maybe Bean can do something.
So you're saying I should just
Wow.
go back to the table?
No, I'm just saying that you know, we're in an apartment, so we don't want to draw too much attention, and guns are particularly loud.
You have a silencer?
No.
Yeah, do you have a silencer?
All right. I guess I'll just go since I won't.
No, you
Okay.
got. No, I'm not saying. Don't make this. I'm not. I'm just saying.
Grab a
That
pillow.
Yeah, just grab a pillow. Put it. Here's a can. Here's a tin can. Put it on the end of your gun.
That's not gonna help. That's just gonna create more vibrations.
No. It captures the. Well, actually, I don't know how your gun works.
That's not gonna
That
work.
makes sense, given you're trying to give her to put a tin can on it.
No, that's a thing.
I mean, oil filters as a makeshift
Yeah.
silencer actually does work.
Well, it's because it's got
The way
multiple
that-
layers
Yeah.
to catch the
They
gas.
stuff the can full of things to catch the vibrations of the sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
You have
Right,
like,
either way,
you have like
Stuff
20
that-
chambers that the gas is expanding into before it actually leaves the.
Honestly, I would think it's hilarious if Rosie just had to go sit next to the dragon by herself and just awkward.
I mean, you want to be next to the hunky dragon.
I know. I feel like it'd
Oh.
be funny. She's
is
just
there
like,
a Mrs. Dragon?
I feel like she's just like, all right, Bean, protect everybody, I guess. I'm in timeout, I guess.
Sure, we can get by without you killing or stealing our kills.
Yep. She'll begrudgingly go back into the cafe and just sit down at the
I don't
table.
think this is going to be that much of a fight, but I guess
I don't think it is either. But she'll just be very awkward. And probably ask awkward questions.
Okay.
Everyone.
So, I would say as you head back, all the party members are heading up, and they are exploring the main apartment. Just kind of going down the hallway, going through door after door. Each door that you go in, you take a look. There's nothing really in there. Like, okay, this is the second bedroom. This is the bathroom. This is the washer and the laundry room. And then you get to the last door at the end of the hall that would be the main bedroom. And as you open it, you're going to see a black and white shaped figure hopping into a
Hypnotic pattern! Fuck you! No!
Hopping into a what?
hopping into a portable,
Ah.
basically those little holes that they get away with. And as you see that, as he disappears down the hole, you see a comically shaped large bomb with a lit fuse.
Rez is gonna. Do we care? Can we just leave? How much fuse does this thing have?
This thing
Are we
has
talking like a split second?
we're talking like 2 rounds.
Dan, can we teleport back?
No.
I'll dive out the window. I've got slow fall.
All right.
It doesn't matter.
It's true.
I jump out the window and grab the edge of the apartment building with my claw, and I just slide down gracefully.
Okay. Dan, what about you as Rez gets her escape?
Can we teleport? No.
We can't teleport.
You hear a cartoonish tick-tock coming from the bomb.
It's a lit
Right.
fuse, these fucking degenerates, god damn it.
It has a timer and a fuse.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
The timer doesn't do anything, it's just so you can hear that it's a bomb.
Can I vortex warp myself?
You cannot.
Damn it.
Do I see Rez jump out of the building?
Well, I guess I'll use my feather token since. Whatever, fuck it. I'll follow her.
Alright. So you just jump out, and yep, as you fall, the feather token kicks in slow fall is cast, and you just start drifting down. And you guys are about halfway down the apartment when suddenly you hear a large explosion as the bricks and glass where that room was suddenly burst outward in a plume of fire and smoke. But what's interesting is the fire is not red or orange, it is black and white.
Cute.
And the apartment is not doing so hot. It is starting to collapse. So I would say by the time that this happens, you guys would have gotten to the ground.
Well, let's get away from there.
Yep, we'll head back to the diner.
So this is right in front of the diner, or this is across the street from the diner.
Oh, are people like freaking out and stuff?
Oh yeah, and you hear sirens in the distance. Lots of people are screaming and running away from the apartment as you see the apartment is starting to slide downwards as it is collapsing.
Mayhaps we move this meeting elsewhere.
And yeah, kind of going back, Rosie, right as you are about to sit down in the booth to talk with the dragon, the explosion immediately happens, and you just see him bolt upright, and he just kind of shoves people out of his way as he goes through the chef's door exit and just kind of getting away from the diner.
We'll follow him.
All right.
Where am I?
You would have been right, just entering into the apartment complex itself.
So I'd see Rosie jump out and be like, oh.
Yeah.
You see Rez jump out.
Yeah, Rez. Yeah.
You'd hear nails on brick. Kind of like nails on chalkboard, but worse.
All right, well, I'll step out of the building.
And yeah, I imagine you guys would step away from the collapsing building and make way for it as it collapses, and yeah, it falls pretty much right on the diner.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, wow.
How tall was
anyone
this
in there?
building?
This was a 8-story building.
Jesus.
Fucking hell. Alright, well, I guess,
Wrong bomb.
given that there was some time before the building hit the diner, did I see that the dragon guy was not in the seat and neither was Rosie?
Yes, you would have been able to see, yeah, they were evacuating as you were kind of skidding your way down.
Alright, and given that I don't see them leave the front door, I will try to find a back alley to see where they might have darted off to.
I will follow Rez.
Locole must have abducted Rosie.
It's the only logical explanation.
Something dragon having to have a damsel in distress.
The damsel's got the highest kill count in the party. I don't think she's that distressed.
It's true.
I don't know if Rose
Anyways.
is a damsel, but she generally is fairly distressed.
Very distressed.
Okay, that's fair.
That's actually pretty good.
That's fair.
So she's got that part down.
Yeah.
So can we see them fleeing for their lives?
I would say, yeah. As you dart down some back alleys, you can see them along with other people just kind of making their way away from the destruction as the rubble is all kind of coming undone. Fires are starting in there, everything like that. But they seem unscathed.
Rez will catch up with Locale and Rosie. Sorry about
I
that.
am close behind.
Didn't get to finish my coffee.
Fucking cartoon ass motherfucking pieces of shit, bitch.
It
God
was an
damn.
unrelated issue.
I think I have a thing. You want some coffee? Oh wait, no. I don't think Alchemy Drug makes coffee.
It might.
I mean,
You want some mayonnaise?
Dan knows a few good diners.
Yeah. We can get you a new cup over at what was it called? Golden something. Golden Corral? Was it Golden Corral? It wasn't
We're
Golden
not
Corral.
going to Golden Corral.
That place sounds lovely.
That place is overpriced.
It was like Golden Booth or something like
Are you a
that.
big Golden Corral fan there, Locale?
What's the place
No,
that
they're
we all
overpriced.
met at?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to remember.
Does it have a name?
I thought it was Golden something.
No, I don't think so.
The Amber Room Diner.
Amber.
I mean, amber's gold, so I can see where you made that.
I was
Amber's not
close.
gold. Amber's amber.
It's similar color.
It largely does not matter which one I go to. That's fine. Whatever's close.
I know it. I'll meet you there.
Well,
And
alright,
as
well,
he says that, you see black wings unfurl from his back as he just, in one solid jump, just swoops up into the air and starts flying away. Still in his humanoid form, just with dragon wings. Kind of like Rez.
except real dragon wings.
I wish I could do that.
Dan, didn't you want to be able to fly as well?
Yeah, I feel like it'd be a handy ability to have. Oh well. Taxi!
Till then.
We'll pick up our conversation at the Amber Room.
So,
Did it again?
heading back to the place where it all started. The Amber Room Diner. Local has beat you there, obviously. He did have a pretty good head start. You guys get seated in at the diner. He's got another cup of coffee. And for expediency's sake, the hour is almost up at this point. And by the time you guys get seated, the ring would have been able to take effect.
I'm gonna lean over to Dan. Be like, so what's the significance of this diner?
I just really like it's a nice place, good ambience.
Ah, okay.
They have good waffles.
Hmm. Interesting.
Is it?
No.
In the car, Rez, you would have gotten a message from Rosie saying that the dragon's hot.
I know.
Oh, you think he's cute too?
Not cute.
Hot? Okay, sorry. You think he's hot too?
I suppose.
You should go for it.
I feel like he is currently inclined to murder us more than anything. We'll see how the exchange of information goes.
Fair. Rosie will live vicariously through Rez.
Alright. Well, you guys get eventually get seated down, and you can see Local is picking some rubble out of his hair, kind of dusting himself off lightly. I take it those are some of your enemies?
That's a
Annoyance.
flattering way to describe it, sure.
They certainly know how to make a scene.
They are a pest that continues to follow us around. Our apologies.
A bit of advice I can give you. Squish it before it grows into a problem you can't handle.
Yeah, but they use portable holes to run away.
Then find where they run.
I like the way you think.
Fair enough.
Every animal will find a corner.
At any rate,
Wounds. He's like, oh god. Can this conversation be over? I need to leave.
I'm getting the vapors.
if you can afford to not be distracting yourself, we do have the documents.
Yes. So, I should be able to speak freely. To the matter at hand, then. As you can determine I am being monitored by them. Thanks to this ring, which previously was set so I could never get one. They insured it.
Sure.
But- Yes. They have quite a network of thralls out and about. Do much more than you think they can.
I'm surprised they let you come to this meeting.
I am sure they know where I'm at.
Well, they certainly know where you were.
Regardless, they do give me some liberties. But
So before
I'm sure. Go ahead.
before we
I don't
even
mean to interrupt.
hand you the evidence we have, it sounds like you're not particularly fond of the Mind Flayers already.
Oh, a bit controlling. They do pay well.
Well, I don't think they intend to pay you much longer.
We'll slide in the papers.
And he takes a look at it, and you can see he doesn't immediately understand the script, and you see him take out a pair of glasses from behind his coat and put them on. So that's the game they're playing. Well, it's a shame, but money always has to dry up, doesn't it?
Seems that way.
Well, I suppose I do owe you for this information.
I
But
would toss.
to minimize the possibility of... He pauses for a moment. I imagine the reason you're giving me such valuable information is you're planning to do something against them.
Well, I did say that we do have an interest in ousting them.
Matter at hand at this moment, now that I know this information, is one, ensuring they do not get it. Because I am going to have to report back to them. If I don't, suspicions will be heightened. I imagine you want to make whatever venture it is that you are trying as easy as it can be for you.
I mean, yes and no. I'll be honest, I think there's definitely some value in prioritizing your independence and continued survival as a unenthralled dragon versus attempting to retain the element of surprise. If there's any risk these guys could hold you down and warm you, like, you know, at all, if you went back there, my gut says maybe don't do that.
I agree with Dan. I don't think you have much incentive to go back anymore. Especially if you have that ring.
I agree. Right now I am looking at complete freedom right now. Especially since you took out their flying ship transportation.
Is that their only one?
For the time.
Really?
That is how they came here.
Thought there would be more.
So did I.
They have summoned quite more from other planes as far as their kind. But that ship was their only one.
How many of them do they currently have hanging out at headquarters right now?
Headquarters, that would have to number in just over 100, I recall correctly. Bit of a hive.
Yeah, it's a number. Huh.
Did you say there's a way to blow it up if I like built a bomb or something?
I was just gonna say, they only knew where it was before we dropped the ship on it.
They know how to stay out of harm's way from most things like that. They don't really keep explosives of the sort.
No, I would make my own.
That would have to be quite the explosive.
I could do it.
Let me get our hands on a few of those cartoon bombs. Might be potent.
And you see him pause and recall the explosion that took out that apartment. And he says, if you had a few of those, that could take out maybe a quarter of it.
I see.
Which, being underwater, would be a bit of a problem for them.
How deep underwater?
Approximately 2 miles.
Okay.
The only means you can get there is through their special elevator or teleportation magics.
They have an elevator?
And 2 miles underwater.
Is the elevator what we saw on the...
The 2 miles underwater. A hole in the side, they exploded.
Sorry, you were robot-y there. What was that?
I said at 2 miles underwater, if we poke a hole in the side of their building, then implode from the pressure.
It's not wrong.
The elevator that was told to you, while you guys have not seen it, you know that it is located very close to Local the Damned cave, which Iodok had told you previously.
Is his cave underwater?
It is like right at the surface, so water does come into it during a high tide.
Got it. So there's an elevator in the cave.
Which is also part of his cave is kind of bored into one of the giant pillars, for reference.
Right.
Admittedly, things are rocky on our end when it comes to our alliances and who we can trust, but I feel like we can help one another.
He pauses for a moment. Then what do you wish of me?
I mean, we're likely going to be butting heads with the mind flayers at some point, no matter what we do. Help us.
Good enough money to cave.
That is a bit harder to do than to say. They have quite the hive.
Would it make more sense to just try and drop it on them?
As I'm sure you're aware, they have a Ulatharid among their ranks. Amongst some other choice creatures in there. A full frontal attack would not go well.
Well, if like the imploding thing works, then all we'd have to do is hit the base in specific areas and we would crumble them underneath the pressure. We would just have to get some like underwater stuff to be able to do that.
I don't think any of us could survive at that depth.
Could be something.
And notably, there are things of value inside of it.
It also kind of depends on. We probably could do it with magic, but we'd need specific magic.
As you can imagine, a Mind Flayer's hive is heavily warded.
I feel like imploding is the best option, and then we can locate object on the things we want.
I feel like it'd be nice to have confirmation that you're not going to go back to them if we're going to keep talking about this. Unless, of course, you're looking forward to joining their hive.
You see a slight curl on his lips as he lets out a chuckle. No, I have no plans of joining. With this ring, I think that's good enough.
Why are you working with them in the first place?
Money.
Yeah, that's what she said. I'm a dragon. What can I say? I'm easy to figure out.
Insight check.
Yeah, you and I both know that's not the case.
I'm gonna use my inspo. Not my inspo, my lucky. Alright. That's a 15.
15. I mean, you know dragons are all about having that big hoard. Money is always their main target. So, you know, he's not lying about that at the very least. But as far as his other motives, you can't really tell on a 15.
Yeah.
So to be clear, you intend to go back?
Only to relocate my hoard.
And they won't be able to grab you while you do that.
That will be the tricky part, but like I said, if not wanting the element of surprise is on the table, then causing a bit of a ruckus isn't going to change anything.
We could always, if you wanted help, we could potentially help.
And to what debt would I further be put in by doing that?
Oh, I don't know.
There's always a price in something.
Rosie was just genuinely being a nice person.
I mean, if you've got anything that would help us take these fuckers out, that we could put to good use.
Be it information or just your aid in combat, either would be tremendously valuable.
Or if you've got some choice weaponry that you're just sitting on,
That was a bold statement. To ask a dragon to part from his horde.
Dude, literally, that's what Rosie was thinking. She was just like, I feel like you could just see Rosie's face strain, like, of color, like, and look at Dan, like, are you fucking stupid?
I wouldn't presume to guess your motives, sir. Maybe you find us annoying and you'd like us gone faster than not. I'm deferring to your expertise on the matter.
When are you planning this venture, anyways?
Soon.
Talking a week soon?
We truly
month
don't
soon.
know.
I think roughly 3 weeks. Ish. Right?
I think that was the case.
Weeks. You see him tap his chin as he looks down and thinks. Give me 2. I'll have something that will aid you.
I'll do an insight check on this. I'm curious if he is genuinely interested in aiding, or if he is just trying to get rid of us. Get us off his back.
Okay.
Damn. Of all the ones to roll bad on. 14.
14. I mean, go ahead. AAA, where you were saying something? You're just a robot.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry, AAA, you're just a robot.
Might have to reconnect.
Can you hear me better now?
Oh,
A little bit better.
A little bit.
now we can't hear anything. Well, what of my 14, DM?
So, of your 14, actually, I'll let him reconnect here real quick, just in case. I would say on the 14, you could say it's hard to discern, but you feel like it's a little bit of both. He's like, I'm tired of talking. Let me go work.
Can you hear me better now?
Yes.
Okay, so I was asking, did he mean 2 weeks from when we recover his hoard, or did he mean 2 weeks and then we recovered his hoard?
I think he meant, or excuse me, I don't think I know. What he meant by the 2-week comment is, or when you guys go to battle the Mind Flayers proper, which is about 3 weeks out, and he is asking for 2 weeks to make something to aid you.
So it's after recovering the sword.
Correct. That will be the payment for that, basically.
Okay, that was what I was trying to check.
Okay. Do you want to roll an insight on that, like Rez did, or because Rez got a 14 and more or less got a. It seems like he seems sincere. But he also just wants you guys out of here. He's done talking.
I got an 18.
Okay. On an 18, yeah, I'd say you get a stronger feeling. He seems sincere, for what it's worth. And yeah, you've noticed over the course, he has just not been trying to look at you. He does not enjoy this company.
Right.
So that's why he's trying to get out of here. There's a half dragon and a skeleton dragon amongst his company. He's not a fan of those.
Oh, I see. He's racist.
I didn't do anything.
Oh, he doesn't like you, Rez. Rosie says out loud.
Yeah, I saw.
Oof. Brush his hair. I'm scared.
Here's an insight check. Has he been looking at Rosie at all?
Give me an insight.
17?
17? Yeah, he's given a few up and down glances at her.
Uh-oh. No, Rez. If you push it upon Rosie,
Would
she will
you
not. Oh no.
recall- Would you be willing to be a bit more open and helpful with your aid if we were to, say, set you up on a date with her?
What?
What?
That sleepover's gotten to her head.
This is not overactivity, Rez. You get a message.
She thinks you're quite attractive.
As he
That?
raises his eyebrows at the boldness of the statement, he does give Rosie another quick look. As much as I would like to take up the offer, it would have to be more than just a date.
What? What does that mean?
What does that mean?
Oh.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Rosie's.
It means he wants to make some more half dragons.
What?
Oh,
Sleepover
God.
protocol didn't cover this scenario.
What's a sleepover protocol's panicking? What does that mean? Exactly.
Nothing to worry about. We'll just stick to the original plan. Yeah, after he says that, he would just kind of look back to you, Dan. So then, are we done? Anything else to discuss?
No, I suppose that covers everything then.
Good. You need me, you know how to reach me.
Yep. We can do that.
Don't get your mind flayed. Good luck.
And he kind of gives you a salute, just kind of like half-hearted salute as he stands up and walks out. And yeah, a few moments later, after he walks out of the apartment, you hear the windows rattle slightly from a sudden gust of wind, and you see him up in the air flying away.
I'm gonna lean over to Dan and be like, "Can't we not get a hold of him because he's got that ring on?"
Ring. He can let you talk to him if you want.
Yeah, he can choose with the ring.
It's like having a bouncer. Like, you ain't on the list.
Incoming call from Dan.
This guy again.
Send a voicemail.
Hey, so I only got 25 words.
You ratted us out, you motherfuckers.
Rez, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, what the fuck, Rez?
Look, I was just trying to find one last thing we could use to get a bit more leverage, that's all.
Kind of like a honeypot.
Look, if we're
You
gonna
told me you
honeypot,
thought
we
he was attractive.
did you really?
I guess.
Oh,
Seemed mutually beneficial.
huh.
I don't really like him.
Well, you don't even really know him.
Yeah. Because he's a dragon. And he could eat me.
You can also make kids.
No.
That's
Or
not how
you
that works.
You can keep me out.
No. Let me in. He panics. Plus, I don't like him. I like someone else. I mean, I don't like anyone. I need to go.
We'll talk about
I
it
can
next
already-
sleepover.
I don't even have to roll, but that's a lie. My passive insight's good enough for that.
She's never been terribly good at lying. Well, I don't have much faith that we'll ever see him again. I think he made a poor decision. I'd be excited to be wrong, though.
Are we helping him get his word back?
Nope. He didn't want anything to do with us.
Yeah, I got a feeling he's gonna get flayed.
Same.
I mean, one less dragon on the plane.
No, that's one more dragon working directly for the Mind Flayers
Wait,
that
you
we'll
think
have
they're...
to fight through.
Why would... My question,
Yep.
as far as my experience with dragons, which isn't... It's more lore of the dragons, they tend to be very self-centered.
That's not wrong.
So why would they want someone above them?
They wouldn't. But he's prioritizing his gold over his safety. And I would bet money as soon as they figure out something's up, and if they've been able to read his mind nonstop, even at this distance, up until right now, I bet you they'll figure it out pretty quick.
Now that he has the item they specifically barred him from having, yeah, they're gonna be a bit suspicious.
Yeah, my gut says they're gonna jump his ass, they're gonna fucking warm him, and that's the end of local as an independent factor. He's... Fuck.
Wait,
was-
I feel like before he left, Rosie would be like, "Oh, you're just taking the ring." Because I feel like she'd be like, "Oh, I didn't know that was giving that."
Yeah, that's
I mean,
That's gone now.
yeah.
I don't-
He handed it to a dragon.
you can't really simply take something from a
We can
dragon.
get you a new ring.
Why is all my jewelry being taken?
It's all very important to the story, apparently.
Bullshit.
This is yours. This
All
is
very
mine.
plot relevant.
Yeah, the reason I threw out the Hail Mary at the end was because this could have been a very big swing in our favor, but I think it just got turned around on us.
What do you mean?
Well, we went from potentially having the dragon on our side to likely having to fight him.
Why do you say that? Because he left?
Because he's probably going to get his mind flayed.
Well, that's why I was asking if he wanted our help.
He didn't want our help. He's just being egotistical. He made a poor decision. But I guess we shouldn't have expected much more from a dragon.
Dragons do seem to be notoriously hard to work with.
Rez, you're getting mixed emotions inside of you.
I know dragons' personalities quite well.
As you're talking mad shit.
What the fuck?
I'm right here, bro.
Can fucking hear you. God.
Go to my room. Well, I guess we'll go back to the laundromat.
I mean, we could go talk to...
Blackath?
No, what's his name?
Who?
Cass of the Shadows?
R. K-A-R.
Oh, Carr of the Shadows?
Yes. It's in references.
Who is that?
For reference.
He's the contact for the Beholder that apparently is connected to this whole necklace
He who
situation.
sleeps
He's
in-
the guy that can get us a meeting with the guy who knows a guy.
He's the Vinny of a beholder.
Take one step off of that, but yeah, basically. He's the guy who can get us to the guy.
I guess the third guy was he who sleeps in that example. But anyway,
Sure, okay.
yes, I guess we could do that. I'm truthful. We probably shouldn't be talking about this in a diner. Truthfully,
Yeah,
I am tremendously curious about Idek. I guess Rosie, have you ever noticed that he's spoken with two voices before in all the years you've lived with him? Just
Yeah.
because I know he is partially a warlock to some degree, and they have patrons.
District manager.
Give me a history check with advantage since you threw up.
Okay. Ooh, I'm actually good with history.
That's because you're inty.
What?
You're inty.
Oh. I thought you said empty, and I was like, what the fuck does that mean?
You are empty.
Oh shit! I rolled a 16 and then a nat 20.
Oh, nice.
That's
So
a good
nat
one to get a
20
nat
plus
20
8.
on.
So 28.
I would say when you were growing up over the years, when you were first getting to know him, you would probably recall maybe once or twice. He sounded a little different, but thinking back, it never sounded like there were two of him, so to say, like two voices.
You
So
may have talked in a strange way, but not like that.
correct.
Okay. So this is a unique situation.
This seems new from what you've seen and what they described.
I have a question, DM. Does Rosie actually have met the Dawn before that one meeting? Like, does she have, like, any sort of relationship with him?
No.
Okay.
As you know, Ida kept to himself with his whole, I'm on the mafia side, so you never really got in.
Well, admittedly, I have no clue who might be manipulating Eidik, but the fact that he is being used by someone means that we can't really trust any information we've gotten thus far.
And he's being controlled by someone, or someone is speaking through him while in an anti-magic field.
True.
So, my brain goes towards possession of some sort.
I mean, you can do something about that, right, Dag?
Breaking a possession?
You're a cleric, right?
I can remove curses. I don't know if I've ever been trained in breaking a possession, unless that counts as a curse. And I mean, we both have Dispel Magic, but I don't think that would work on this.
No, but you've got like a whole backstory dealing with a god of death that you trained under. Don't like.
Possession doesn't need to be spiritual.
But wouldn't you have some experience with like exercising unwanted influences from people or places?
I normally kill people and send their souls to a different plane. I'm generally speaking, sending a soul to another plane while they're alive is a bit tricky. So I don't have a lot of experience with separating live souls.
What about like a
from
ghost
live bodies.
or a demon?
I don't have a lot of experience with demons. I normally work with the human soul, the humanoid soul, I guess. But I can perhaps look into it.
Okay.
I don't have an answer for you right here.
Okay. DM.
Yes.
Since Dagrim does not have experience with these things, if I ever read anything about possession, that would be useful here.
I feel like religion probably would be a good role there.
I can religion. That's a 21.
21. I would say in the past, when you have read up about possessions, while it is not unheard of for possession to take over a body, it's usually done as such, where the original person is no longer there. This specific type, if you are assuming it's possession, doesn't sound like anything you've ever read about, where they are essentially as one.
As in, like, working with each other, essentially?
Yeah. This seems unknown to you.
Shit.
I just know what we should have asked him for. A map of the Mind Flare lair.
That could have been handy.
Dan, you can message him, right?
I could. I don't think he's coming back, though.
Yeah, but could make the request.
Like, yeah, I mean, I can try. I'll cast Sending.
Oh, you can wait. So say if he wants help with us moving his horde and not getting mind flared, we want a map of the base. Simple exchange.
Well, he already told us no.
Well, you could offer it again.
Map would be good.
Map would be very good.
I mean, I'll just look kind of sadly at Rez. I got a feeling.
I wasn't here for the context of this conversation. What's going on?
Messaging local for a map. I don't expect he's going to reply positively to this.
But what else did he want out of this date? 'Cause that's the only leverage we really have.
True, it's being cagey.
I guess I'll message him then. Hey, the party has mentioned that a map of this lair would be useful. If we can do anything to trade for one of those, let us know.
This is sending so he can reply back.
Yeah.
I would say, with the Ring of Mind shielding, you can tell when your message gets blocked, and it is not immediately blocked. So the message does go through. And takes a little moment. And you eventually will hear back. Let me think on what I want that you can acquire. And I will get you your map. And that's about pretty much all you hear.
You don't look particularly excited, Dan.
Yeah.
But I guess you never do.
It's not gonna be free.
I can't say I'm surprised.
I mean, we already gave him information. We kind of, screwed the pooch.
Yeah, our leverage is already shot. We don't really have a lot to use.
There wasn't much else we could have done. We had information he needed, and
Now he has it.
now he has
But,
it.
in the future, at least he will think of us in a positive light.
If he's still alive.
What makes you think you can work at my job? Oh, wait, I remember you. You got a good resume with him.
Exactly. Put in a good word.
Think he'll give us a letter of recommendation?
For,
I'll pay you an exposure.
yes.
Oh God.
That's a low call play.
I heard that is the,
What a
I
dick.
heard that is a good path. This truly is an evil campaign.
I mean, if we have nothing else actionable to do in the coming days, I guess we could talk to Sluact.
Well, it's car first, then if Luac
right.
signs off.
Since it's just us here, and this entire diner,
I was gonna say, where are we?
You guys are still at the Amber Diner.
Could we be walking
I mean,
back
we-
at this point?
yeah, we
You
could.
can.
Should we? I think I brought this up before, but should we be concerned about our Devil Mafia compatriots at all?
Oh,
Unless they're actively spying on us, which I don't think they really are, can't say I'm terribly concerned.
But how would we know if they're spying on us? That guy is very sneaky.
I mean, we saw those fucking cartoons.
Well, that was luck. But
Was it?
I don't know. It depends on your idea of fate.
Okay, well. At any rate, I think,
I think we should be suspicious of them.
I agree. Although I think if Birdie's against us, there's nothing we could do to stop her.
She does seem extremely powerful.
She can read
I think
minds.
the likelihood that they are a danger to us is low.
I think they were. I agree in the general sense they were given to us by someone who potentially isn't trustworthy, but probably for just the reasons they were told, which is
But
there to help us accomplish our task.
I think we should keep them out of the loop on the Iodoc situation.
Fair.
Oh, absolutely.
So no talking about that while they're in the room or in the building.
Agreed.
That's
Who
fair.
do we talk to about the Iodic situation, though? We already asked about whether talking to the Dawn would be useful, and the answer was we'd be dead.
Yeah, that's concerning.
So the Devil Mafia is either too egotistical to acknowledge that they might have fucked up, or all in on it.
The implication I got from that was that he wouldn't believe us and would be insulted, if I'm not mistaken.
You guys did do a
Yeah,
divinations on that, and
It
they
was-
said it would end poorly.
it was disbelief and murder,
Yeah.
which I would attach to someone's ego.
That's fair.
If it was belief in murder, then it would mean that they were in on something.
I guess that's true. Could we do that again? That spell that lets us know if things will go well or not?
I believe if you ask too many questions,
We can do it once a day per caster safely.
it can lead to false information if you do it too much.
Yeah. But you can safely cast it once per day per caster.
If we need someone outside of the Devil Mafia who might know, you could divine whether or not talking to our Demon Council contact would go well. They are very good at getting information.
Right. But aren't they also the ones that are low-key kind of behind this Mind Flayer situation?
Are they?
I thought they had a hand in propping up the Dark Elf Syndicate.
Peter genuinely does not recall.
DM,
It's
am I
possible?
remembering this incorrectly?
I mean, it's certainly possible. But I don't remember anything specific.
I'm trying to think. I don't believe I have mentioned the two.
I don't remember anything specific if it did come up.
It's just Dan and his conspiracy theories.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Misremembering, then I'm misremembering. But
He's not wrong to be mistrustful of them, but I don't know if they actually are tied to this. I don't think we have any evidence that they are directly propping anyone up. It certainly wouldn't surprise me if they were playing both sides, but this doesn't seem like their grand conspiracy.
I don't know why the Demon Council would want to make some lower mafia a much more powerful threat.
Oh, because they're trying to weaken the Orc Mafia and the Devil Mafia. I thought we had been clued in that they were getting ready to make a push.
Dan, that was a dream.
I genuinely don't recall. I don't think so. I don't know if the Demon Council's ever come up in any real way.
If it did, I think Rez would remember because Rez is associated.
I think what you may be going off of, Dan, is when you guys asked the head of the Demon Council member that you did kill, that was attempting to flee the plane with all your hard-earned monies.
Right.
You guys asked him about the necklace, and he did state it was a means to, or excuse me, not the necklace, about Camilla. It was a means to weaken the mafias. I think that might have been what you were thinking of.
Wasn't it a demon that attacked the Orc Mafia mine? Or am I misremembering that?
No, that was the big ball of or thing that came out of lava.
Some sort of embodiment of emotion.
Yes.
I wouldn't know about it though.
It was basically a lava version of the acid guy you guys fought.
Right.
Okay, wait. We do know that Camilla was a Demon Council thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
So would they even tell us if they were doing more possession shit on the Devil Mafia?
I guess I'm hedging the bets that it's not them. If it is them, then no. If it's not, then they might want help getting things fixed.
And we still can't rule out the fact that Iodok could have his patron possessing him.
I feel like there's very little risk in just divining an answer to whether a meeting would go well.
That's fair.
Worst case scenario, it's the same thing we got from the Devil Mafia, and we just don't do it.
Well, I did not prepare divination today because I brought Dimension Door.
And you also used your only spell slot, huh?
Well, I can short rest to get it back, but
I mean, it's not like we're in any tremendous rush here.
it's Dimension Door still.
I do have it prepared. But I was going to save that spell slot for something else.
I can wait till tomorrow.
No, I mean, no.
It's not a rush.
I heard what you were doing to Dan the other night.
What? Oh. The makeover.
Yes. And,
Are you scared?
I would.
Do you fear the Deathbringer?
What?
I don't fear the Deathbringer, but I do not like stuff on my face. But
don't like-
you do not come at me with your cosmetics. Perhaps I can ask my god a favor.
Y'all are no fun.
We're supposed to be scary. We can't be made up like clowns. It undercuts
There's
everything we
nothing
stand
scarier
for.
than clowns, Dan.
It's low key.
Well, then why
Wait,
are
are
we
you
all
saying
dressed up as clowns?
I look like a clown.
Because
with
we're
my
not that
makeup?
scary yet.
No, you do your makeup nicely, but when you do my makeup, I guarantee I was gonna look like a clown.
No, I was gonna make you look pretty.
Probably look more like a robot.
With makeup on.
Yes.
Really accentuate those contours and.
AKA a clown.
We should probably just cast the spell.
Just cast a spell.
I can't cast it here. Gotta
We're
go
at the
to.
laundromat. Look.
Okay.
And we're walking and talking, so yeah, eventually you do get to the laundromat.
Can you give me the exact question you'd like asked?
How did we ask the last one? Because that was worded very well.
Well, it wasn't me that came
It
up
was
with the
something like
wording.
if
then.
we were to meet with the Devil Mafia Don, would he be receptive or something like that?
How would that meeting end?
Yeah. So, something to the effect of like, if we were to set up a meeting with our Demon Council contact, regarding Idic's possession, how would that meeting end?
Just to clarify, is there a reason that we can't just ask what's possessing Idic?
Yeah, it's about.
It has to be
Yeah.
a course of action.
Yeah, it has
Yeah.
to be like an event specifically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
A plan to take place in the next 7 days.
7 days.
It's basically a what if spell.
Yeah.
What if I did
What
this?
if,
What if I did
what
that?
if we did that? Yes, I will go to the room with the hang in there poster. And set up my circle of bones and skull in the center and cast divination as a ritual.
Okay.
So I can
And
save
just
my
to
spell slot.
clarify, yes. And once again, just to clarify, what is the question you were going to ask?
That question that they said.
If we were going to. Sorry. If we were to set up a meeting with our Demon Council representative about Idic's possession to get information, how would that go? Or how would it end, I guess?
Okay. Was writing it down here.
Now, the spell doesn't take into account any possible circumstances that might change the outcome, such as casting of additional spells or the loss or gain of a companion.
Ooh.
Alright.
Let's see.
What do the bones say, Dagrim?
While Merkel will speak through the skull.
What does he tell you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That wasn't terribly helpful.
That's just how Merkel sounds. Just Skeletor.
You have summoned me!
Who dare commune with the Lord of Bones? Yeah.
It's a me. I need 3 strawberries.
Do you worship Skeletor, Dagrim?
I've never heard him called that before.
But yes.
Just thinking how I'm trying to phrase the answer here.
Hold on, he's being a bit slow on his answer. Usually he's a little quicker about this.
It's like a dial-up noise in the room.
You just see the little bubble ...
Yeah, and then it deletes. It goes away, and then it comes back.
He's typing a message. Oh, he stopped typing. Oh, he's typing again. I get the sense that the answer might be a bit complicated.
But at least it's truthful.
It can be in a rhyme form, right?
It can.
Do you think it will be?
No.
That's just the skull.
The skull pipe stuff.
Do you think it'll respond in slam poetry?
I hope so. Merkel has the best slam poetry. I'm sure it'll pop up sometime.
Do they usually take this long?
It depends. Sometimes he's got a lot of questions coming through.
Might be a bad reception in here.
Yeah, this is the
There's no
actually this
windows.
is the same location I cast it from last time. It's not a bad reception.
Okay.
During this, Rez will get another message from Rosie. Hey, Rez. When I tell you I think someone's cute, can you not tell everybody about it?
No.
I suppose if that's part of the whole friendship thing.
Yeah, that was if I wanted to let everybody know, I would have just said it to everyone.
I will keep that in mind in the future.
Okay, so
Okay, the skull's talking. Shut up.
the coins, the coins, as part of the ritual, heat up once again and melt away into the skull, and the skull starts to talk. Meeting with them would spell eventual doom.
That didn't rhyme.
He must.
I told you it wouldn't. And then the skull drops.
What the fuck did I just say? The ghost flies away.
Well,
it wasn't as bad as the other one.
eventual doom is
Doom, that's pretty
Merkel's way
bad.
of saying death, by the way.
Yeah, that sounds like they might be involved.
He's the god of eventual doom. He's pretty good at that stuff.
It's like, oh, you noticed we're possessing a guy? I mean, that he's possessed? Wow, how weird. Yeah, we'll look into it.
It's like that company, Boeing.
And then a few weeks later, 5 windows in 5 different parts of the city all break and we all fall out at the same time.
Yes. We must
I
have
would catch
read the
myself.
same news article.
Oh, I must have slipped. All 5 of them. Huh.
Simultaneously.
Weird.
Slipped right into a gun.
Yeah.
Well, shit. I mean, I wasn't holding out high hopes, but it would have been nice to have some lead.
I have an idea.
Take
It's a
three.
bad one.
Okay. I mean, mine was too.
We could try and get information out of Camilla.
How
That's
do
not
we
a bad
get
idea at all.
that? Oh, right. There's a way to bring her back.
What?
Zone of Truth?
I don't
know.
Tomorrow.
She's not going to be inclined to tell us anything.
It's true. I could cast Fast Friends.
I mean,
I mean, that could work.
what does Fast Friends do?
It allows you to. Hold on. Let me bring out my book.
Dude, did we just become best
The
friends?
creature succeeds a wisdom saving throw or be charmed. When this creature is charmed this way, it undertakes to perform any services or activities you ask of it in a friendly manner to the best of its ability.
Damn, you could do that and Zone of Truth.
A pretty good interrogation spell.
That might work. If
Though,
she has any information on this.
if it conflicts with the creature's normal activities and desires, they may break out of the charm.
I do think having a friend would be against Camilla's normal activities.
Probably.
If the Demon Council is the one that's manipulating Eidik, I have no idea what we're supposed to do about that. That's tremendously bad and far above anything we can deal with.
Now, hear me out. What would happen if we told the Orc Mafia that the Devil Mafia had someone being possessed?
The Orc Mafia will be the least helpful people we could possibly ask.
They'd create a bit of chaos, I assume.
They
would take advantage. Yeah, they'd take advantage and target Devil Mafia property.
Exactly.
That's not good for us.
It's not bad for us.
It's not good for us either. The Devil Mafia is like cool with us right now. If they trace that back to us, we're taking a hit.
We have these amulets, remember?
It's not about scrying. It's about just piecing together the paper trail or the trail of conversation. Oh yeah, no, we heard from these guys that you guys were sucking, so we took advantage of it. And then they're like, well, the Orc Mafia told us that you told them that we were taking an L, so what the fuck? Time to die. Or something to that effect.
Seems like we need a fall guy.
I don't think going to the Orc Mafia is the play.
I don't either.
They're not helpful.
I'm really uncertain what our play is at this point. We're kind of wrapped up in something that's clearly drastically more complicated than we had realized. I don't know if there's much to be done save for what we're told to do. I don't think we can circumvent anyone, and I don't think we have the leverage to make any big deals that might help.
We could figure out what spell, if Camilla might know, that was used.
Are you prepared to become Camilla? Because wouldn't she... You have a way to turn her off and on, correct?
Kinda. I don't know how to get rid of her if she's taken over.
Wouldn't she have to get rid of herself?
Yeah, that's what I'm confused about.
I thought you had full control over it.
I don't know. With how the ring was, said, it was...
Because I remember asking a similar thing when you first got it. I was like, does Camilla have to decide to switch back? And initially the answer was no.
So David, clarify. If Rosie became Camilla, is Rosie able to take over control again?
Correct. But she will not retain any... Or you will not retain any memory that Camilla gathered.
Okay. Cool.
So, memory's still a problem, but you do have control over it. Good. I mean, there's no harm in trying.
Someone get the rope.
I'll do it. Well,
Okay.
we gotta do tomorrow because you don't have Zone of Truth, I assume.
I mean, no, I have tongues.
It's not gonna help.
I brought that one because I wasn't sure if the dragon might have spoken some language we didn't know or something.
He probably speaks Draconic.
He's ancient. But anyway, yes, I can prepare Zone of Truth for tomorrow, I guess.
Okay. Anything else what need doing today?
Aside from trying to set up a meeting with the car guy.
Oh yeah, I guess we can message him.
Oh, right, Dan, I had a question. So there was that bomb.
Yeah.
Couldn't you snuff out the flame with prestidigitation?
Guess I could have.
Not telling you how to wizard.
I dove through a window for nothing.
I used my feather token for nothing.
I'm not gonna lie, diving through a window was fun.
I mean, you just asked, can you teleport? And my gut reaction was no, so you bailed. I was like, well, fuck, I guess we're bailing.
Don't you blame this on me.
Look, somebody
There was
dove
a
through a
bomb
window. I
5 feet
panicked.
from me. I didn't know what to do.
Figured
Except
that
get
was
away
part
from
of your
him.
normal wizard repertoire, is putting out fires.
Does Dan always become the fall guy?
You know,
I'm not
majority of
saying it was
firefighters
anyone's
are wizards.
We could probably buy 100 of those feather tokens. Alright, wasn't that special.
There's a lot of shit to deal with right now. The last thing I want to deal with is these fucking cartoons, okay?
What even is a cartoon?
Moving pictures on a television.
Weird.
It's pretty trippy. Well, are we ascending to... Fuck, is it Car?
Car of the Shadows.
See if he wants to set something up.
Yeah,
Worth a shot.
I will message Car of the Shadows.
Okay.
As directed by Sluact. And I will say, hey, Sluact told us you're the guy to see about talking to him
Talk to my secretary.
about he who sleeps. Where can we meet you?
And you would get a reply back. In the underdocks in this district. I'll be waiting.
Wait, is this a beholder?
No, this guy works for a beholder.
In the underdocks of what?
Of this
In
district.
the underdocks of this district.
Has he know what
But he
district
doesn't say
we're
what
in?
district, so
Clarify, of the district you are in.
Which is
how does he know the district we're
Is it
in?
Ventura?
I thought there was only one underdogs.
I did too.
So there are there in the underground sea. There are docks strewn across the various spots. There are usually about 2 in each district, except for the Ventura district, which has 1.
But there's only one big hole.
Correct.
Was it like a 3-day drive from here?
The 3-day drive is, or the big hole is a 3-day drive.
Yeah.
That
Allegedly.
was to the big hole, but you do know from when you went to the Harmonia district underground sea, there are usually locations that lead you directly to that
Oh, okay.
that deck or that dock, so to say.
Interesting. Alright, well.
Perhaps we can interrogate Camilla in the taxi.
I mean, we could just do it tomorrow morning.
Yeah, we could do that too.
Do you want to try and go talk to Car today?
Oh,
What time is it?
It's like 10 o'clock.
Yeah, fuck it, we got the whole day.
You don't want to sleep?
It's 10 a.m. Or is it 10 p.m.?
10 a.m. Because the meeting with local was at 9 o'clock.
I was just asleep 2 hours ago. I don't need to sleep.
No more sleep.
I'm thinking of part cat, not part dragon, I guess.
Very different. Well, off to the elevator.
Away we go.
Whee!
Batman symbol.
Backflip all the way there.
No.
Okay, so I would say as you guys head to the dock descent, Dan, you are going to get a message in your head.
Oh shit.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to. I just put in the question for Million references. You are going to get a message from Local the Damned.
Okay.
And you will hear, "Fetch me the emerald containing Ichka the Broken."
Do you share this with the class, Dan?
He's gotta respond.
Yeah. I will respond. Good to know. You got any leads? Or is this just a shot in the dark?
Does sending let you reply back again? I don't think so.
No,
I think
you
No,
don't
you
think
gotta-
That's what they're sending.
He's at spell slot, sorry.
It's 10 a.m.
I don't want to use all the spell slots.
He might need them to be dewormed.
That's a way to put it.
Dewormed.
Yeah.
Don't forget to deworm your dragon.
He's going in Mind Flayer area. And what's he saying?
Does he say anything else?
I mean, he has to cast the spell again.
Unless you send him a message. Again, spam him.
That'd be my last third level for the day.
Just send him a message and say bumped. You know, just to give him a free spell slot,
Please
essentially.
respond.
I showed you my emerald. Please respond.
That's just silly.
You know, thinking about it, in the D&D world, there probably is some sort of sending courtesy.
I'm sure there is.
So he doesn't get back again?
If he wants the emerald that bad, he can cast something again.
I would say you do not get a response right away.
Alright.
That's the emerald we have.
No, it's a sapphire.
I was gonna say, ask him if he would take Scanthrathris instead.
Yes. This
Got it.
the
We got an
best
even
we can
better
do is
one for ya.
Scanthrathris. Well, Greene is. Well, is blue stronger than
Ichka
green?
is, he's old news. Everybody wants Scanthrathris gems now.
Yeah. This is not a rug pull.
You have no idea the market value.
Well, if you're almost out of spell slots, should we be talking to...
Well, it's not that I'm almost out, it's just that it'd be my last third before I need a short rest to get any back.
Oh.
And if I short rest, I can get one more third and 1/4 back.
Oh.
Or no. No, I can get either a third and a second or a fourth and first.
Well, I feel like we've probably short rested.
Okay, then.
Yeah,
We've
I'd say
been in
that's
the
fair.
laundromat for a while.
Mhm.
I'll just make sure I've got Gift of Alacrity up for the day then, and that'll give me a fourth and a first back. So, let's go talk to Carr.
Yep. To the elevator. One trip down for Bilbo Baggins, please.
I think this is a different elevator, or a different passage.
Could still use that name.
I mean, sure.
Oh, we had a Bilbo pass by the other spot quite a bit ago. Making your rounds, huh?
Yeah, busy day. Busy couple of days. Anyways, can we go?
Platform's ready in about 5 minutes. We'll call your name. And yeah, to expedite, your platform is eventually called. You hop on and start descending down once again into the darkness below. And moments later, you pop out into the ceiling of the underground sea and descend down, land on the platform, and you're amongst the docks in the Ventura district. Similar design, not as, I guess, well maintained as the Harmonia district one that you were in earlier. This one looks more Ventura district fitting, put it that way. It's functional, but that's about it. Lots of fishmongers and people repairing boats. Not as many shops around, but still pretty good majority of drow here.
Where were we told to meet?
He said he'd be waiting.
In the underdocks.
Oh.
So to the docks.
All right. So, kind of put in the center of this here. Kind of fan out and get to the docks where they've got a bunch of ships. What you looking for?
As we're walking, I think Rez would listen to the local scuttlebutt to hear if people are talking about the whole mind flare incident. If anyone has opinions. See
I
what
would say.
general sense is.
Are you on a roll for that or just passive?
I feel like my passive is probably fine for this.
Okay. I would say listening around. A lot of it is just people doing their jobs and people working, but you do catch a few people, gossip sayers, things like that. You would hear from some of them questioning. It seems like they are starting to question a lot of the things in these docks, wondering if they could potentially be tainted by mind flayer parasites. It sounds like a bunch of paranoia and not understanding how mind flayers work. But it seems like the word of it has reached down here at the very least.
Gotcha. Interesting. Well.
But anyways, yes, you are at the docks. Where would you like to go from here?
Let's look for someone who might be waiting.
I will perceive. Do we know where or what this person looks like, or they just said they'd find us?
He's called something Car of the Shadows. So shadowy places.
I will look for a car in a shadow.
Does it look like a mafia
Look for
car?
a mob car.
Shut up.
So I would say as you are looking around, you would see, just kind of going off of your passive as well, now that you're looking for this, you would see someone, and I should say feel their presence, kind of feel like you're getting stared at, and you see a person sitting on a bench at the base of the docks, right where it hits the water. Looking down, you see what looks like a drow in cloaked garb. Just sits there staring at you.
I'll use my message earring to message them. And I'll just say, "Are you Car?"
And at that, they get up and step basically away from the bench and start walking under the docks.
You can respond. Oh, alright. I think that might be them. I'll start to follow.
And we follow.
All right. So, following, as I described, they go directly under the docks that you guys were just standing on, into the underlayer. And as dark as it actually is surprisingly well lit with bioluminescence from a bunch of mushrooms and flora under here. That you can see the dock that you're walking on, just kind of this set of rickety planks strung together with rope along the ocean sea, basically. But as you walk, he leads you to a opening where there's just kind of like a 25-foot by 25-foot set of empty planks floating on the water, and you see him take a piece of chalk and quickly draw in the center of this, and you see a hole come into shape as he finishes the runes, and he gestures for you to follow, and he hops in.
So we're just supposed to blindly jump into those holes?
I mean, do we see anything in the hole?
So, looking down, as you see the water starts to pour into it, in this rickety dock, looking in, you see a vast set of books and libraries spanning a great distance, and lots of lights and candles lit in here. And you actually see a little bit of light coming out from this hole.
How is the water affecting the books?
It seems like, looking at it, you're looking at it from the bottom up, so it's actually like on the ground.
So we're looking up into a room,
Correct.
and the water's just kind of seeping onto the floor.
Yeah.
Weird.
Well, Dan feels more comfortable knowing there's lots of books around, so he'll step in.
I can do that if I'm
Dan first.
stuck.
I'll go with Dan.
Alright.
No one's gonna pick a fight somewhere dangerous. Nobody's gonna do dangerous shit in their library. You want to preserve the library.
Mm-hmm.
Can't argue with that.
Nothing ever has gone bad in a library.
Unless you watch Doctor Who.
They make reading fun.
So anyways, yeah, hopping in, it's a little bit jarring as you guys hop in, and the portal kind of shunts you in the front, so you basically just hop out like you would have normally, and your feet land on the ground. And as the last of you enters in, you see the portal behind is already starting to kind of degrade and slowly disappear, as the water that is filling around it is washing away the chalk and the arcane symbols.
I sure hope we can get out of here.
Well, if
We
he's
just
got
entered
an interest in having Who's-He What's-It go back to sleep, I feel like he'll be inclined to let us out.
We've just entered our first dungeon.
Is it?
It's a library.
The dungeon of a nerd.
We've done dungeons.
Not in this campaign.
We just did a whole Mind Flayer ship.
That wasn't.
That's a ship. I don't consider that a dungeon.
That's a dungeon.
That's not a dungeon. I disagree.
Car, why have you brought us here?
You wish to speak with my master.
Oh,
Are we going right there?
You will be meeting with him, yes?
Oh,
Okay.
Oh. You are quite eager to have us talk with him then.
He wishes it to be quick.
Busy guy?
He is... he is always busy. He is more paranoid.
I can respect that.
Just like not his kind. Be
I
warned.
can't respect that.
are you his kind?
No. But I was made by him.
Hmm.
Gotcha.
I can appreciate that.
Is this just like a big old library we're standing in?
Yeah, just to kind of describe it more, it's just this kind of like a mansion library where it's not endless, but this is a pretty sizable library. It's got the ladders on rails. It's got a spiral staircase leading up that is very widely sized. You also see a circle just cut out of the ceiling leading up to another room. Pretty large, sizable circle. Aside from that, yeah, the hallways and all the doors around it are all pretty pretty big sized. But the hall and the library itself is pretty well filled with lots of books and shelves and lots of lighting.
Noted.
I would say, Dan, you are going to get another ping from local. Find the man named Benjamin Shaman.
Motherfucker.
Well, who's
I
that?
finally get to drop it.
Dan has no fucking idea who that is.
Wait, Benjamin Shaman, isn't that the guy that's on the money?
That is the money guy.
There must be money involved in all this.
Dan examines the chain in his pocket and realizes, holy shit, we're gonna brush up against greatness. True greatness.
We're gonna be rich.
Or dead.
We are rich.
Richer. Yeah, that is the sending answer that you would get back in response to your question.
Okay.
Okay.
I put it in references.
Well, we will cross that bridge when we come to it. We've a beholder to meet with now.
Yeah, I didn't think we'd meet this quickly.
I didn't
Yeah, me
either, but
neither.
I guess thinking back, it sort of makes sense.
The only reason Master is meeting with you is because of the info you have.
Which info in particular is he interested in?
Something I have not been given privy to. Which is usually what Master gives me as an answer.
Well,
Fair enough.
where's he at?
Follow me. And he leads you down a pretty sizable mansion as he exits you guys out of the library. Leads you down a wide hall of marble, going down, turning around a few corners, and leading you into a room with a large fireplace, big table, and you see at this table are stacked books upon books upon books, and amongst them you see this large floating orb with a very large eye and big spiky teeth, just kind of tucked in, with its lips closed, as it seems to be reading over several books at a time, with these tendrils tracing back to the base of its head, and at the end of the tendrils are eyes, and they seem to be reading multiple books at the same time.
Are the books like levitating then?
Some are and some are not. Master, the patron that you've requested a moment's time with. And at that, you were hearing muttering coming from this being, as it seems to be talking while it's reading. Stop, and you see this big eye just look over at you all. Just waiting.
Mr. Sluact, I'll nod, tip my hat.
Ah, yes. The ones who wish to dabble in that which should not be trifled with.
We're less looking to dabble and more kind of unwillingly thrust into the middle of it. Others dabbling. We're more trying to clean up the mess.
Well, since you seem to have found me, I imagine you wish to put he who sleeps into a deeper slumber.
Seeing as how there seem to be people trying to wake him up, yeah, I think that's probably the best call. Although, I'll be honest, we don't exactly have a lot of context for what he who sleeps is, what this slumber is, where it came. We're missing a lot of information here, and if you can clarify any of this, it would be very, very helpful going forward, because we're definitely hurting for trustworthy information.
What a plane this has become. Yes, well, take a seat. And as he says that, you see some of his eye stalks twitch, and you see a lot of chairs from the corners and sides of this room start to float and move next to the table he is in front of, as he sets them all down in front of the table.
I'll take a seat.
I guess yes, take a seat.
Rez isn't sure which eye to look at when he's talking.
Are these nice, or is this like a nice seating?
Oh yeah, these chairs are comfy and plush.
This is probably the nicest thing that Dagrim's ever sat on.
Are these chairs actually sized for people?
Yes.
I was gonna say, he doesn't have much use for chairs, but
Yeah, that's why they're on the sides, kept away.
fair enough, I guess.
But he is floating. He is floating over a much larger sized chair right now, on his side of the desk.
Adorable.
For his behold ass.
Don't want to think about that.
They just have a butt on the other side.
You never see the other side of the bowl.
You don't want to know.
It's a mystery.
This beholder's got cake.
Well, that's upsetting.
Well,
Thankfully for you, I enjoy finding information, and unlike most of this plane, I do not ask for prices for information.
Well, you are very gracious, sir. Thank you.
And right as you say that, you hear him slide out, other than more information.
Gotcha.
But information is much cheaper than gold.
sometimes. If you think we have something that can actually help you, then I think we're certainly willing to talk. As our associate Dan has told you, we're sorely lacking in the information department right now.
Yes, well, the tricky question then is, what info are you wanting to know about the most?
Well, to clarify, your particular information is historical in nature, not necessarily interested in rumor or current events, intrigue, politics. Is that in your wheelhouse?
I deal with what gets written down in the history books.
Sure. Okay.
History will remember whoever becomes justice. Because history will be written by those who make it.
I feel
Sure.
like generally we're looking for information about he who sleeps. There's a lot of parties trying to do different things in different ways associated with this creature, and we don't understand the motivations or reasoning behind most of it.
Well, he who sleeps. You see him use his eye stalk to grab a glass of wine as he takes a sip of it, and he looks over several books for a moment, setting his wine glass back down. He who sleeps, for lack of a better term, is the closest thing us beholders have to a god.
Hmm.
He is who created us.
Is he like the first beholder?
You could say that.
Okay.
If you are unaware, we reproduce through dreams. So, keeping him asleep is generally a good idea.
Because it means more of your kind.
Yes.
The preservation of your species makes sense.
Sure.
Well, that, and I don't know if I'd want to have a angry god being woken up.
Why is he angry?
Has he got woke up?
And why is Fortuna his immediate target if he does wake up?
Well, for a lack of a better way to describe it, this plane was made by him.
So this is his dream.
More or less, yes. But then the gods had to get picky. They didn't like the idea of a beholder god. They banished him to an endless sleep.
So you're saying that none of this is real? We're just imagined entities within the mind of a beholder?
Oh no, it's very real. You see, that was dozens of millennia ago, far before you lot ever set foot here. But lately, he has begun to stir. Some of his more primal emotions have gotten out of control.
So, what? How? If he wakes up, then what happens to Fortuna?
Let's just say you'll want to find a new plane. If he wakes up.
I assume he won't like all of the stuff that has been built into his plane.
Given that before he went to sleep, his plane was a lush home for his creations.
Mm.
And now it is, forgive me, a tortured land of stone and steel.
So why would anyone want to wake him up?
That is a good question.
My assumption would be that Fortuna and the councils and the mafias need to be taken down a notch, perhaps. Whoever wants to attack the entire plane of Fortuna would wake that up to kind of hit a reset button.
It would be more than a reset.
Yeah, if he wakes up, Fortuna's his. Nobody's really got a shot at taking it from him, right?
That's not impossible. One of the gods who was able to help put him to sleep is still around.
Which god would that be?
I believe you refer to as Lady Luck.
Oh, okay.
So Fortuna.
Oh, yes.
The plane's namesake.
Do you know how a small necklace would factor into this whole waking him up thing?
Necklace. You see some of his eye stalks squint, and he starts flipping through pages at an alarming speed.
Ah.
I'm not aware of such a thing.
Oh, good. Because that was really random.
We've been told that there's a necklace that when both parts are combined would wake up the sleepy guy. What's his name?
He who
He who
sleeps.
sleeps.
Yeah, sleepy boy.
The sleepy man.
Sleepy. The sleep.
The sleepy pee-pee will awaken.
Leapy, eepy, beholdy, deepy.
I don't want to see a beholdy DP.
Moving past that, I believe
Behold
that
his pee-pee.
this
No!
It is deepy.
I don't like where this conversation's gone.
Anyways,
Are
We've
you
been told
saying that
there's
it's
a necklace
making
that's
you
integral to this?
What was your question?
Have you ever heard of any kind of spell or enchantment or anything, ritual, that might be used to wake him up? Because if you have, then maybe that's what the necklace is for.
Well, as far as anything of the sort, most of those were long, long lost, many millennia ago, for waking him up. But there are other ways, such as I described, where there are emotions of his that have been going out of control, slaying them and suppressing his memories and his emotions of his former creations, are a way to anger him and stir him awake.
Ugh. Well, that would have been good to know.
Of course, in turn, makes more emotions, which leads to more destruction. It's kind of like an out of control science project. Once you start it, you can't stop it.
Just kind of a chain reaction.
Yes, that's the word.
So it cannot be stopped.
Well, it is eventual at this rate, since it sounds like last I had heard from the news reports that it seems like some beast was felled in the wilds that fit the base description of one of his emotions. A predecessor to our kind. Prehistoric.
Right. Well,
So our takeaway here is this is a chain reaction, there's nothing to be done, and the necklace doesn't play into it at all?
Yeah, and I'm not aware of a necklace as far as what you speak for this. But I can tell you, nor spells. Those have been long lost. But to put it back asleep, it is doable. It's not impossible. It's more the chain reaction can be hard to stop if left uncontrolled.
okay.
But it can be stopped. Just becomes harder the longer you wait.
So what's the play?
That is always the interesting part, isn't it?
That is the part we need to know.
I mean, the first, I would say, is probably one of the easiest to potentially slow the rate to buy you more time, at the very least, would be finding these outbursts of emotions and finding a way to calm or put them at ease, lull them back to the sleep that they once were spawned from. Doing that rather than killing it would help at least buy you time.
Okay. So if we encounter one of these, don't kill it. Good to know.
Well, not just don't kill it, find a way to calm it. These are always born of some kind of emotion, so have to find a way around it.
Dag, you can do that, right?
I can cast sleep. Or cast calm emotions.
That sounds perfect.
Yeah.
I don't know how long that lasts.
We're already starting to catch on. They do possess a ability to excite emotions. As I'm sure you may have seen if you have encountered any, or will see if you choose to encounter them. That, I would say, would be your first missive.
It would be
As if... Go ahead.
I was just gonna say it'd be tremendously helpful to know what the long game is.
Yeah, so the ultimate end game to put him back to sleep, to the deep sleep. Excuse me, the deep sleep that he should stay in. I can start to concoct a flask of some sort. But the issue is getting it to him. He is at the bottom of the sea. That
So what,
does
we need
lie
like a submarine to get to him?
Submarine would fit quite well.
Okay.
But this is only going to work if we can dull his emotions. In other words, slow down the chain reaction.
Do we know how many of his emotions are active?
Currently, there are 6.
One's dead.
I did say currently. That might account for the one dead one.
Oh, yeah, that's probably true.
Yes, it is.
And is there a way to find where these emotions might be?
You see 2 of the eye stalks on his sides just kind of curl up slightly in the air as the closest what looks like to a shrug. Newspapers? Check for information. Local rampage.
Ooh,
Monsters
like-
increase.
Okay.
Well,
Wasn't there one in a mine?
Do what?
Wasn't there one in a mine?
Yes.
Yeah, that one's
Yeah.
probably still there, honestly.
Potentially.
I did see in the newspaper that they were clearing out a mine that had gotten overflown with lava.
Yeah, that's probably one of them.
Might make it hard to get into.
Have you read any other newspapers that have piqued your interest in that way?
Hmm. The only other one that I could recall, and he goes over to a kind of like a set of wooden drawers that he pulls open that have various sets of newspapers rolled up, kind of like little mini scrolls, as he kind of just looks through them with his eye stalks. He eventually pulls one out and brings it over to you all and puts it down on the desk after unfurling it. This one might be a bit of a hint, and it's pointing to a small kind of seaside village. Basically, what I mean by a seaside village is a village that lives very close to the open crater, because it's seaside in the sense it gets poured on every 2 weeks. So it is very water acclimatized.
Got it.
Is probably the best way I could describe that. This one had lots of reports of... What's the best way to say this? General dour mood? that much increased emotion could be the result of one of these outbursts.
Okay.
Would a simple calm emotion spell be effective on something like this, or is there a process that needs to be followed?
Usually the best way is to find what is making it have that emotion and try and resolve it. But calm emotion can do it, but you probably have to do multiple castings of it. Because, to give you a brief laydown of these things, they feed on emotion. That's one of their whole things. They can excite the emotions of others, which then empowers them to be able to excite more emotions. It's a little bit of a chain reaction there.
Okay.
So, given that it's been there for a bit, means that a single calm emotions may not be the best route.
Well, I'm sure we can figure something out. Hopefully.
Do you know why the Mind Flayers specifically would be aiming to awaken this beast?
That's a good question.
You see him put his eye stalk underneath his like just underneath his lip at what you would assume is the closest thing to a chin, as he scratches it a little bit. I mean, the first thing that comes to my mind would be, though he is a god, he still is of a physical form. Mind flayers try and, devour psychic energy, so if they were to devour the psychic energy of a god, who knows what could happen.
Wouldn't it be easier to devour him if he was asleep?
Yes.
I guess
It'd be much easier.
We're fortunate, but it doesn't seem to work that way.
All right, just to clarify, your question was, wouldn't it be easier to devour them if he were asleep?
Yes.
Okay, and yeah, he basically said yes, that would be the case.
Well, yeah, that would be, but presumably there is some reason why they haven't. Was my larger point.
At the same time, I mean, he is a god. Some things may need to happen in order for them to even be able to, so to say, crack him open.
All right.
Maybe they need him out of whatever cave he's in?
My assumption is that he's got some sort of godlike immunity. Just can't be touched until something has occurred.
So
Mortals acting through the divine is always a bit problematic. They're two different sorts.
Do you have any inclination as to why the Devil Mafia and the Demon Council would have differing stakes in this conflict? I have a hard time imagining much incentive for waking this beast up, and yet someone on this plane seems to be wanting to do that.
Well, knowing the Demon Council, they are always trying to get the upper edge on everything they could. You hear a strange clicking noise coming from inside this thing as a grin crosses over its face. They could try and control God. That would be... Don't know how much more powerful you can get after that.
But the
That'd be my
sovereign.
inclination.
Have you ever heard of somebody being possessed and having two voices?
You're asking me multiple questions. Which would you like answered first?
Rosie,
What?
go for it.
I didn't even hear Dan's question.
I didn't hear Dan's question either.
He asked about the sovereign.
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
I didn't even hear him talk. That's why I asked the question.
I would say to your question, Rosie. He would think for a bit. My first inclination for two voices. I mean, possession is an option. I have heard of patrons possessing their worshippers, but usually they use them more for just having them speak as themselves, never two voices. Do you think it's magical at all?
It can get through the magic field.
No, yes. We know it can't be magical, actually, because it's
Ah,
in an anti-magic zone.
that actually slims it down quite a bit. Have you ever thought it might be a changeling?
I don't even think I would know what that is.
He pulls out a book and flips to a page with anatomy of a changeling.
Xanathar's Guide to Everything.
Yeah, basically.
He's a
You
good
get to
friend of
see
mine.
the stat block. They're a type of sort that can make themselves look and talk exactly like someone else.
Is that why you would hear a second voice?
Under careful scrutiny, I imagine it could be possible. While I have not directly heard of a second voice, I also haven't exactly met a changeling. I've only read about them,
I suppose if you
so my
had,
knowledge on that is a little limited.
you wouldn't know if you had.
I guess that's true.
Do you know if there'd be a way to figure out if it was a changeling?
He takes the book back from you momentarily, Rez. Well, there's always the blood test. Changelings usually have a greenish or bluish blood.
I am a klutz. I have axe.
To clarify, are we talking changeling or doppelganger?
Changeling. Although a doppelganger could potentially be in play.
Does the blood test work with doppelgangers?
He flips through a few more pages. It depends on the subject. Doppelgangers usually have red blood. So if your person with two voices also has red blood, that could be inconclusive.
Is there a big difference between changelings and doppelgangers? They seem synonymous.
Well, a changeling is fey. They're not exactly normal type.
Do I know what color blood I did? Blood? Would it be red?
Why would you know that, Rosie?
If you saw him like come home after a fucking bad day on the job, maybe.
Right.
Well, we did see him.
Why are you covered in broccoli juices?
Well, we did see him come back from that fight, and he lost his hand.
True.
Wait, did this Idic have a hand that was lost still?
It did have a robot hand.
Did it feel like a robot?
Did you touch it?
Well, I'm sure she got a hug. No, because I said that Rosie hugged her dad and stuff. And he hugged her
What
back.
if he doesn't use his hands? he hover hands.
I would say, by your recollection, it looked and felt like like himself. It looked and felt like a metal hand, as well.
Well, it's a good theory. It says here.
And I would say, to answer your blood question, with Iaduk, on a rough day or two, you would have seen him come home with, like some red blood on his shirt or on his sleeves or things like that.
What was your question, Dan?
I was gonna say, talking about what's more powerful than a god, what do you know about the Sovereign? You ever heard of him?
I've had my dabblings with him.
Have you met him?
Yes. Not exactly fond of him.
Really?
Yes. Tried to put me in an itty-bitty tiny jewel.
He seems to like doing that.
Tried and failed, it would seem.
Yes. Thankfully, I don't know if you could call it stupid, more brash than anything. He tried to attack me in my very own lair, which is quite heavily warded to protect me.
Do you know what kind of things he gets up to? Assuming he's working for someone here, or is he his own entity?
Oh, he is definitely his own entity, though he does have people working for him.
No ties to the different mafias of the government?
He was one of the original council members at the time of creation. Not the Demon Council, the people who decided to set out and make this plane a reality.
Really?
Yes, he is a bit old.
That would track.
But as of what he's doing currently, I have only speculation.
What's your speculation?
Now, he has been gathering many such powerful sorts of creatures and knowledge alike. He does not just limit himself to just creatures, as they can lean other ways at a moment's notice. He tries to go with some more known things as well. Right now, he is working on, I believe the term is what you call a phylactid. Very powerful spell. I'm not privy to which, but lots of arcane energy is being poured into it.
How do you know all this?
I have my sources.
Don't question it, this guy's giving us gold.
Now, I do believe I did state prior reasoning for giving all this information was to get some more information. And since you all have also given me some information, I would like to clarify who is the person that has the second voice.
My father, Idek.
Isn't he a member of one of the mafias?
Yes.
Oh. And you see him scribbling this down on a book. And what is the sovereign to you then, Dan?
Well,
Role model.
he's the most powerful mage I've ever seen.
You wish to be like him?
I mean, it depends on how he got his power, I suppose. If it's terribly compromising, probably not, but I mean, if there's a way to do it.
I can tell you he is, to my knowledge, not a lich. Still living.
I mean, I'm not ruling out lichdom. I'm just saying, if it's gonna.
I mean, you're already halfway there at this rate.
Well, thank you for saying so.
That's very kind.
Thank you. I've been trying to look
Thank you.
deadliest.
I try. I mean, just keeping options open right now. But he seems like a powerful guy, and I recently learned about him, and I gotta say, seeing what he can do it's impressive. So, trying to learn more about him.
You wish to surpass him, then?
Well, hold up. Didn't say that. I'm just saying I'm trying to learn more about him. I'm making assessments as we go. We're still formulating an end game.
Definitely would be nice to know more about him.
Yeah.
He's gonna insight you on that day.
All of his eyes squint.
I mean, do you want me to roll?
I mean, are you trying to hide any info on that?
Not really. I mean, I think
Okay.
Dan genuinely is. He is looking at options. I think
He's shopping around.
He's shopping around
Okay.
for a
So he's-
long-term, big power solution.
He's still not fully decided. Okay.
Yeah, and I think the other
Okay.
side of it is, I don't want to do it in a way that's going to put me in the crosshairs with somebody like the Sovereign, since this guy seems to like abducting people.
That's kind of his hobby.
Yeah.
I do think if Sluact is at all trying to glean anything from any of us, he would probably notice that Rez is very intrigued by the Sovereign as well.
Okay.
She seems to be hanging on the words of this conversation.
I would say at that, like, as he's squinting at Dan, just kind of trying to glean anything from him about this conversation, you see one of the eye stalks just twitch and look over at you, and while he's still staring down Dan, you hear him talk again. And one of you, this, I'm not sure what to call you, half-dragon.
Rez'Veela. The Sovereign is directly tied to my own history. One of the souls that he captured many years ago has become bound with my own. I feel that, like it or not, at some point, he and I are on converging paths.
If you met him, what would be your goal? Violence or friendship?
I won't lie. Part of me wants revenge. And part of me is very curious about where the other gem is.
Hmm. Then, correct me if I presume, you did not always have this side of you. As he gestures to your dragon side.
This is a more recent addition, roughly 3 years ago. I came into contact with one of the Sovereign's little soul-ripping experiments.
Fascinating. You see him scribble this all down on a empty book.
I don't believe you're the only one who thinks it's fascinating.
I'm just surprised the dragon lost.
Is that how it works?
Well, in most cases. With possession.
Are there others like me this has happened to? Who did not fight back well enough?
Not necessarily, which is one of the reasons I'm so perplexed by this. Usually one side tends to win. Most cases don't balance each other out.
I don't know if I'll ever understand exactly why I shook out this way. Doesn't make sense to me.
If you can find him, maybe you'll get your answer. But that does lead to another question. What would you do if you found your other piece?
I'm not sure if that question has an answer. I don't know the magic. I don't know how it works. I don't know whether it's possible to undo this. I know part of me wants to.
I'm sure it does. Not every day something like that happens.
I am quite the rarity.
You should be sure to treat yourself like it. I mean that in a positive light. But I think that I have all the information that I require for the information I gave. Any of you have any more questions?
What do you know of Benjamin Chayman?
You see his eye stalks recoil and squint at that name. Ugh. Yes. I don't know much, but what I do know I don't like.
kind of a guy is he?
As Fortunites would say, they would call him an asshole.
Okay.
He is more stubborn and self-conscious and pompous than a red dragon protecting its horde.
Impressive.
But that is not to say that he cannot back it up. That is the part I do know. He should not be trifled with.
Is he like a banker, or is he like a...
He's not from this plane.
Right.
But he has made it a temporary home.
So is he a wizard?
You see his head, his whole body just kind of rock back and forth. I suppose he did start as one.
Is he a lich?
Like I said, I do not have much information of him, but I don't think lichdom is what he is aspiring to. I think he wants something greater than what that is. I could only speculate.
So is this like a sovereign level asshole, or...
I would place him higher than the sovereign.
higher? Well, that gets Dan's interest.
Again, I do not have much experience with him, but what I do know and what leads me to believe this, I could very well be wrong. He does seem to dip in and out of this plane fairly frequently, and magic like that to shift between multiple planes like that at ease and at such great intensity like he does, that requires a lot of power.
Is there any chance you could provide us with like a tier list of all the most powerful people on Fortuna and which ones rank above the others?
I would at the very least say the Demon Council is at par with the Sovereign. Their combined might, of course.
But beneath Chayman.
Yes. But I don't think Chayman really cares too much about the Mafia. They, to my knowledge, have never interacted.
You know why a dragon would want another dragon?
A mate? He says kind of questioningly. Are they of the same chromatic?
I don't think so.
Metallic?
No, one's black and the other one was a sapphire, red,
Emerald.
emerald.
I mean, to me, if I couldn't think of a better thing to crown your horde than that of another dragon owning another dragon.
Mm.
Interesting.
That would be my thought.
Be able to give them the one we have.
What did you say? Sorry, you were super quiet.
No, I feel like she probably just have mumbled. We probably could just give him the one he had. That's fucking motive.
I would take out the Scanthrathros gem and just say, do you know why these have been scattered around Fortuna? I assume their soul equivalents are elsewhere.
And his eyes go wide when you pull that out.
Uh-oh.
My goodness. That's... Well... Looks like you found one of the items the Sovereign's been making lately.
How do they keep getting out of his grasp?
Given this one, as he has one of his eye stalks just kind of stretch out and look closely into the gem. This one looks like it's the physical manifestation of it. Have you ever found one that contains the soul of the dragon? Like another one that I am assuming is the one that possessed you? Or did the body possess you?
I didn't know they could do that. The only one I've ever come into contact with was the soul one until we found this.
This one clearly doesn't. It's just the physical manifestation of it.
Yes.
So there's another part of this dragon that's missing. Never come into contact. That could be why he only wants one part out of it. Of course, this is just an assumption.
I'm more curious how they keep getting out. I'll put it back in the bag.
Well, where did you get that one from?
Where did we get that from? I don't know. I look at my notes.
We got that from...
The guy we obliviated. I
Yeah.
don't actually remember his name.
Yeah, the dude who stole our shit with Camilla had it.
The former Demon Council member, yes.
That we do not know the name of because he does not exist.
We got
Correct.
doing some job for the Demon Council that we don't remember the details of.
Interesting. Very interesting. The Demon Council seems to be buying these up then, I would assume.
That explains some things, actually.
Again, this is all assumption. I'm only going off of the info that you've given me.
Well, if the Demon Council is buying them up, they might have a hard time getting the green one. Sounds like it might be with Mr. Chaman.
Yes. Good luck getting that one. Or who knows? Who knows what Benjamin Shaman would want out of that? Rough around the edges or not, he seems to at least be a good businessman, and that's got his name emblazoned on most valuable currency in this plane. Or that just could be a sign of his arrogance.
That could very well be.
So if you guys are gonna keep going, y'all can, but I have to go to bed.
It actually is about the time where we'd usually call it, so I think for right now we'll probably just put this on pause. If you guys have any questions you want to think up for next session, then we can do that.
I'm okay
But
with that.
Probably good
Yeah.
to give us a chance to think anyway.
Yeah. And then, yeah, if you guys have any other questions, you can always DM me too. But aside from that, I think that's what we'll call it. Let's quick do MVP.
I vote Dan.
Yeah, I go with Dan.
Dan.
You did do a lot of info work.
I didn't cast. What?
You did a bunch of sending and talking with peoples. You talked with the dragon.
You talked
I
a
guess
lot.
that's fair.
Take it, you nerd.
Fine.